Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, shipped via Amazon, not available on Sundays, but now available on thebeastradio.com. Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
Man, as IMOC rolls on,
rages on,
the debauchery gets taken to new heights, new plateaus, new peaks. I wish I had it in me to just run it down. I can't do it justice. Since the last time we've convened, we've had some instances on Instagram. You've taken a trip. Can you enlighten the Broken Pencil pushers around the world on what has transpired since episode 107?
Going on a trip on a big old rocket ship. Took a little family slide up the highway. St. Petersburg, beautiful place. Was able to ingest some great food and stay socially distanced. And other than the sea air, belly to back suplexing my allergies right before we came back, I mean, everything was good. Come to find out, I didn't realize it at the time, but I'm like walking distance from Tropicana Field, so I was right in the vicinity of Fastlane as it was going on.
Huge fail on your part.
No, I mean, because we passed by, it was going to go grab a bite, so we passed by Tropicana Field and see the WWE truck, and then that's when it hits me like, oh. St. Petersburg is Arlington. Well, St. Petersburg to Tampa is Arlington to Dallas.
Facts.
So that's when it hit me like, oh, okay. It wasn't like I could get tickets or anything. It wasn't like I could go.
Yeah, like you weren't about to just bully foot your way into the front row. Like that wasn't going to happen.
You feel me? Like it's not like I could have just walked up to the box office and did like a walk up and see if I could get a nosebleed.
You might have been lucky to get a static link to be in the fucking the Thunderdome.
Yeah, like they didn't hit you with that Dance Mania. Like you can stand here if we need an extra. Like you ain't finna Theo me.
You want to dress up in all black and be a cameraman who gets his juke stolen? Go ahead, right here.
Right, they'll be like, hey, what's your physical situation like? You think you can take a couple bumps? Wait a minute, stop. How much money are we talking about?
And have you been swabbed lately? Let me see your nostrils.
Right. Do you have an instant testing kit? Then I mean, and we're talking about the right money, because if you talking about a tuna sandwich from catering and $250, I'm gonna go ahead and cut my losses right now. I'll go back to the Airbnb. I'll go hit this high rise we staying in. Don't even worry about it.
But if we talk about 500, full access to catering and some interview opportunities, you
feel what I'm saying? I will go back to this apartment, and I will cast Fastlane to this TV from my iPad. Don't play me. You're not finna get me out here acting like this.
But we'll also keep in mind.
Don't have these.
And keep in mind, when you touch down, you and the wife spend some quality time on the highway. But when you touch down, you finally access your social media, and there is a thread that BPBC has. All 4 members are a part of this thread.
The BPBC Elite thread.
Yes, indeed. Shouts out Ron Murray. Shouts out to the Petty Messiah. You know what I'm saying?
Senior Petty, Black Lesnar.
Black Lesnar. He couldn't make today. Actually, no, I'm sorry. He could have made today. He chose not to burn one of his dates.
I mean, you gotta keep those dates tight until WrestleMania. So if it's just a random episode of Raw,
some bish,
you gotta go use that.
We're not just showing
up to point at the WrestleMania. Son.
Some bishop. So in this thread, I'm notified of a bunch of, for lack of better terminology, I'm going to say musings and props.
Musings and props. That's very good.
Yes.
Good.
One coming from one of the biggest of ooses.
Yeah, so actually the same night that I realized I'm up the street from Tropicana Center and could have walked there, come to find out, I hop on my Instagram. Because remember the same shoes and shirt combo we've been talking about for like 2 years now, the Yokozuna.
Yes, sir.
Icons tee with the Saya Collective skate Tiger Kings. I finally posted it. So when I posted it, I went through my 1-2s, make sure tag Saya, tag WWE because it's one of their shirts. And then, unfortunately, because I cannot tag Yokozuna, he's no longer with us, I tagged as many members of the Oos gang as I could think of that were under WWE contract. So that was Rikishi, Roman, Jay,
the twins,
Jimmy.
Yep.
Yeah, both the twins, Naomi, and Tamina. So I'm like, okay, just maybe they see it, maybe they don't. Ain't doing no tripping. Like we talked about, it's just me going through my motions. This is how I do my 1-2. So a couple days go by, get the same normal activity. Like really, it was a different social media platform that got more engagement on that post because they were like, oh, this is fire. This fit is where it's at. Come to find out, Sunday. I get an inbox. I get a DM about a completely unrelated post. Like for those of you who follow me on social media at Swab for Mayor, and you know about the Funkiest Cypher in Dallas where we pay tribute to DOC. I have what BMZ refers to as the verse of the year. Okay. And he started putting more gas on it by saying verse of the decade. I'll agree verse of the year, verse of the decade. I'll have to do my research.
That's a stretch.
I'm certainly top 10. Certainly top 10.
Yeah, I mean, just
top 10 verse of the decade. I'll take that.
To call yourself the top dog without proper research is just asinine. We don't do that here. However,
yeah. It's disrespectful.
We can have a conversation.
Yeah, like we can sit down and crunch the numbers, but verse of the year, I will absolutely accept that because I ain't heard nothing else.
There you go.
But this neither here nor there. So it was played. The video was played recently on someone's Twitch channel. I shared it. I shared the whole verse while giving props. Matter of fact, it was Leo J.
Shouts out Leo J.
You know what I'm saying? So absolutely shout out. So he played the video in a way to show gratitude and respect. I reposted the verse and a shout out to the show. I get an inbox of the video. And it says, matter of fact, let me read this verbatim. Let's not misquote.
I'm going somewhere here, so I'm glad I didn't have to tell you to grab your phone, but yeah.
I mean, I keep it with me. I keep it with me. Scroll up, bam. Says 3 fire emojis. Oos, keep bringing that heat. And when the notification came up, I thought it was somebody else on my timeline that was going live. Didn't register. Go back to homepage. I got a new message. Okay, check it out. Oos, keep bringing that heat. I look up. It's Rikishi.
Ooh.
Blue check verified OG Oos Rikishi. This has nothing to do with the sneakers and t-shirt post.
So he ain't seen that yet.
He hasn't seen that yet. That's rap stuff. This is rap stuff he's responding to. I'm like, wait, I didn't just post this either. This is like, pardon me. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 9 posts down from the most recent post I've made. So that would mean you had to go to the profile and then start scrolling and looking.
And click play.
You had all of that. You had to turn your sound on and hear what was going on. So OG Oos put me in the game. I was like, okay, that's what's up.
So
I
hold
go
on.
ahead. Now you pick up.
All right. So in this world of mobile phones and people being cross distance, at this point, Suave is about 1,300 miles away from the Metroplex. He sends the message to the text thread, and I respond, a couple of emojis, maybe a couple of expletives, and then I happen to see the Instagram on the BPBC Elite, and I was expecting more of the same. I was expecting more expletives, WTFs, great reactions, shouts out, all that good stuff. Except for one person. Ron Murray takes it upon himself to respond with this.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. Tell that weirdo capping. Oh, I'm like the Broken Pencil Booking Company. Yeah, I have a podcast too. Man, that man. You ain't got no cosign. Do you hear me? We getting cosigns from Montez Ford over here. Man, what that talking about? Price just went up. You know what it is.
Say, look, I respond now. You're going backwards before.
No. Wait, hold on, because this all plays into it. That's when I saw when I opened it up. That was the first one that I saw, so I thought it was in reference to that post, but it wasn't. All right. Then I hear this one.
Got as many views as a dead person. What he talking about, man? BPBC or died on game. Price just went up.
Yeah.
Wait, and then there was another one.
Because I'm completely telling Ron after this, like, save this audio. Like, this is a whole mixtape. You are hosting a tape right now.
And please believe I do have the unedited version. It's not playing on this show.
It'll never see the light of day. Nah, we gotta protect the brand. It'll never see the light of day.
So there's cosigns from legends, and
right.
Not for nothing, Mr. High School Sports himself, Ron Murray, A5. That's our guy. He's part of the team.
Yeah.
He's gang. And
he's your fraternity brother. He's my partner.
He has no
all
reason.
Around stand-up classy guy.
He has no reason to jump on the team with Broken Pencil Book Company other than the fact that he rides for his guys.
Facts.
And then following the posting of Rikishi, this is the one that happened immediately after the post. So like this is, mind you, I'm reading the timeline and this is what I'm seeing, these responses here. But this
You're catching up.
Yeah. This is the catch up here.
Look here, man. I don't know any other way to say it. Price just went up. Of course, and I'm talking about price just went up for real. Like, can't even do community activities at this point now, man. Y'all got to charge for that. The only time they see BPBC is kind of like, Nino Brown and the Carter, man. I only seen them when we giving out turkeys, man. Everything else is for a price. Nothing personal. It's just business, baby. I'm just looking at it right now, dog. CMB, Cash Money Brothers, BPBC, Broken Pencil Booking Company, it's the same thing. It's synonymous right now. It's the same thing. I'm just saying, y'all just moved out to the Sportatorium parking lot into the Carter. I'm just saying, boys looking real familiar right now.
Oh man, look. I feel like I'm pretty skilled at an on the spot drop. I feel like I can flip the switch and give you something really dope. If you give me 60 seconds, myself excluded, Ron might be the dopest drop that I know. Like when he's not on the clock, but still using his on the clock voice to do or say anything, it is money every time.
I'm speechless, bro. Because like the reaction that Ron gave on that last one was basically like, "There's nothing else I can say. There's nothing else that can be done.
I'm done.
It's a wrap."
Hey,
like,
look, I don't know what to tell you.
Like,
but the reason now we gotta shift back and give the reason that audio drop came. So there's Rikishi showing love to the music, which I was immensely humbled by, considering the age group he's in. He is in that original hip hop list. He's old enough to know what it was when there was no hip hop.
Oh, hold on. Let's back up. Not only is he that old, he's Gen 1 B-boy from the West Coast in a pop locker. which is huge on the West Coast.
Yeah, he's original graduating class of hip hop. So for someone like that to recognize the talent and the work that went into creating that piece of art, it's even better than like being accepted by new school bloggers and vloggers and all that, because you got people who remember what it was like, what the feeling was like.
Yeah, no doubt. Because
it's super similar to like my interaction with MVP once upon a time, long time ago, when he it was in that span where he had left WWE, but he was in Japan and back and forth. He heard I did one of Rakim's records, like a mixtape verse, and he shared it and say similar vein. He's showing me love, and it's a humbling experience because I know it's genuine considering what to and what they were exposed to and when they were exposed to it. It's not a fluff thing.
Yeah, straight up.
But what turns around and happens after that, me and Wood are shooting the breeze about, you know, just what this means and what we try to do. And of course, I did reach out to Rikishi about potentially securing him for an interview. We'll see how that develops. We'd love to have him on. Go back and check. And now Rikishi's following me.
As expected.
Look, no, you say as expected. I was not expecting that. I didn't expect him to listen to any of the music or check any of the other posts on the profile. But especially for him to respond to it like, hey, you know, keep up the good work type thing. Then he's following me, which is like, oh, word? That's what's up. I'm sitting there watching Fastlane, shooting the breeze with you. I go back and check again. Then he goes back and likes the original post that I tagged him in with the sneakers and the Yokozuna tee. Trifecta.
When you're running this hot, you better run to Vegas.
Look, speaking of which, there was a text sent back and forth between me and Wood, and it read a little bit like this. That feeling when you in Vegas breaking Caesars and can't even call the dice no more. and a gif of like a confused, I don't know. Like, bro, it's literally like you on a hot streak where it don't matter how you hold the dice, how you throw them, what position, because people who shoot dice, you know, there's some stuff you can do to kind of guide the dice in the direction you want them to go. Yeah, it's all stuff like that. You know how to clinch them between your second and third finger.
Man, my allergies. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Palm oil, palm trees. But yeah, it's like you on a hot streak. It don't matter how you handle the dice. When you throw them, you either hitting your point or hitting a 7. And it's like, so IMOC is going to be that type of month. So because I can't get out and do the stuff I would normally do during birthday month, the universe is just kind of reciprocating all my other cool stuff. It's like, okay, we see you've been doing things the right way. So we're gonna sprinkle this on your game. We're gonna bless your game like this here. I cannot call it. I don't know. I don't think I'm special. Well, let me not lie. I do think I'm special. I just don't necessarily think I've done anything to.
That's called humility, Suave. That's all that's called is straight humility. Take it in stride for what it is. It's a moment.
Right. It's a moment.
Moments pass, but
it's a moment in the sun. Hopefully not a raisin in the sun, but
moments pass. But we will continue to have these moments because great individuals do great things and are united greatly.
Facts, and it also is cool because it's what we've been discussing, and it's also what we discussed in our text conversation back and forth. All of this is happening organically,
farm to table. It's more than just a way of speech. It's a lifestyle.
We're not paying anybody, a booking agent. We're not going through anyone else's booking agent. It's literal organic behavior, and it's starting to come back in a way that's like, oh, here's the progress we've been working for. So it's really cool to the hard work we've put in on all these different levels start to manifest itself.
And will only get greater with time.
Facts.
And if you want proof of that, we bring you episode 108.
Yeah.
You feel me?
You be.
Now, all of those, that was a long ass intro, but a fun story
but it was
nonetheless.
Worth it. It was like, you know,
a fun story nonetheless. Also coming this year, now that you mentioned it, we're going to be dropping these little gym episodes we like to refer to haphazardly as Trap Almanac. We don't know if that's going to be the final, but just know that we have something extra like bonus episodes in the works. And once things open back up, we'll be doing them out and about. So that'll be our way to getting BPBC into these streets like we wanted to, but the pandemic kind of foiled all that. But we have a way to get back out there still. So just be ready for it when it happens.
And let us not forget the greatest that is BCBT.
Huh?
Because bitch.
Oh, BCBTX.
Yes.
Because bitch.
Oh yes, you gotta put the X on there. Yeah,
because bitch. Texas. That's coming too.
Straight like that.
Man, speaking of, I think next week we need to go ahead and get Black Sun on here. They have a project dropping called Crown. And it's Crown with a K. I won't spoil it, but it's an acronym. So we'll get at least one representative from Black Sun Media Group on next week. Who they were our first guests on BCBTX. Whenever we decided to drop that episode, it's a timeless episode. So even if it was done a year ago, you're not going to miss out on any new content because it will still be fully loaded. Joining us today is Wednesday, March 24th. Yeah, my Lord.
Yeah, my Lord.
I said, yeah, my Lord.
Yeah, my Lord.
2021.
Amen.
And we have DFW MC wrestling aficionado Ricky Blaine in this piece. Rick, what up?
Swang. What it do?
Don't forget event promoter and wrestling manager.
Wait, there we go. There.
You feel what I'm saying?
What else we got?
All that, man. All that.
Look, if you don't dress up as Slick for Halloween, I'm gonna be really offended.
Say.
Hey, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that yet. That's a good idea. I'm gonna use that one. I'm gonna do that.
Okay, I tell you what. I'll go ahead and put this in the interview now. You dress up as Slick for Halloween, I will perform at the Halloween party.
Ooh.
Bet.
And
I got you. I'm gonna take you up on that for sure. Bet.
Looks like I gotta get the old Danger One a gig here, huh?
You know what I'm saying? You're going to pick out whatever wrestling inspired outfits you're gonna put on, because like we doing the Halloween Havoc party.
we might be Harlem Heat, man. Harlem Heat. I'm too light for Harlem Heat. I don't know if that's gonna work.
But look, you can call Stevie. He'll send you one of them singlets.
I don't know, man. Stevie ain't been. I ain't gonna say all that. Stevie's been very gracious to us, man.
Stevie been chopping shit up, bro. He'll send you a singlet. He'll at least tell you where to get one made.
I can dig that sucker, Ricky.
What it do?
This is a content season for wrestling heads all over the world. And I don't know why the hell this flew under the radar for us, but I'm glad we got it when we did. You got something popping off this weekend.
Man, I do. Blame Mania, man. It's the first annual Blame Mania here in Dallas, Fort Worth.
The first annual?
First annual.
Wow.
First annual, man. I'm looking to try to keep it going for the next 2 years and see how it turns out, man, and just try to expand it as much as I can and have it every year around WrestleMania season as well. So
that's what's up. So what was the motivation behind creating this event?
It's something I've been wanting to do for a while, man. Being a big wrestling fan and being into wrestling for so long since a kid, I've always wanted to. Ever since I got into hip hop, I always wanted to do like a wrestling, wrestling and hip hop show together combined. I was like, man, how I could do it? I don't know how I could do it. And I've been trying, and the opportunity just kind of opened up for us, man, and opened up for me. The venue was open. They hit me up and told me they got a slot for me. I was like, man, you know what? It's time to do Blame Mania, man. It's the perfect time. Couple weeks before WrestleMania itself, so it's like, man, I might as well take this opportunity And so I just kind of jumped on it. That's why I even kind of reached out to you guys kind of late. So, but I kind of jumped on the opportunity when I could, man. It's just something I always wanted to do, man. The dream come true for me.
That's super dope.
Let me tell you, man, if you couldn't pick a better time, like to get your first one out the way while WrestleMania is nowhere near the Metroplex, because next year it's going to be a shit show.
Man, and that's what I was going for. I was definitely going for that. I was like, well, let me try to put my foot down, you know what I'm saying, and plant something now. So when it comes to town next year, I can be ready for, whoever comes to town, the tours. Hey, Blame Mania be a place for them to come enjoy wrestling and hip hop. And next year I plan on having a couple wrestling matches as well. So definitely a couple wrestling matches next year at Blame Mania for sure.
That's what's up.
Yeah, there's a ton of local promotions here under the Dallas Pro Wrestling banner and VIP Wrestling. Are you familiar with any of the local territories?
Yeah, I'm actually familiar with the VIP and some of the guys, some of the promotions you guys talk about. I deal with Sword Wrestling a lot. I don't know if you guys heard of Sword.
Yeah.
Sword Wrestling.
Shouts out to Donna.
Prime Time. King Mo, those guys are Prime Time. D Smiley. I do his interest music, so I kind of pay a lot of close attention to their promotion a lot. But I definitely look at the other promotions as well. I got friends all over, so.
Yeah, I didn't realize until the VIP banner, the Dallas Pro Wrestling banner was lifted, it was raised, that there was so many like under this umbrella. Like there's one I saw that was running out of Alvarado. Shouts out to Lou Gotti up in this thing. The most POS promoter in the Metroplex, who he has to get involved in everything that he does, but we love him still the same. That's definitely a pencil pusher across the way.
I keep telling you, the man's name is Lou Gotti. You have to expect things to go a certain way.
This is a fact.
I've seen Lou in action a couple times. Lou's dope, man. He's dope, man. He's real dope.
Facts.
He puts on great shows too, man. So, like, so you also do music too, right? So, like, how did you decide to like meld the two worlds between, hip hop and wrestling? Because we do it for a podcast, and Swab's been doing it for as long as I've known him on the mic, but. It takes a special breed of MC to be able to meld the two together to a point to where no one really knows what you're talking about, but they respect what you're doing in the craft. Like, how did that work out for you?
Man, you know what? It kind of worked out how you said it, man. A lot of people wasn't really sure. I mean, it was guys who know about wrestling, but they don't really, just kind of know too much about wrestling. They know about wrestlers here and there. Most of the time they say The Rock, Stone Cold, the mainstream guys from back in the day. That's kind of all they know, but. And my thing was, I was like, hey, man, I'm kind of involved in this wrestling world ever since I started doing the interest music with Primetime Smiley. And ever since then, I was like, man, I got to find a way that I can combine. And my friends had always been, I always told my friends had always been, knew I was a big wrestling fan, but they was like, man, how can you do that? They was always kind of supportive of whatever I did. So, like I said, with me doing this, it was the first time I just took a chance on doing it. And I kind of presented the idea to everybody who I got on the show, and they was kind of with it. And like some of the guys still wrestling fans. Like you can also see like guys, or they getting, getting big and getting invited and get involved in an event where pretty much you're wearing a wrestling tee that actually, I believe is 15 to get in, 10 with the pro wrestling tee. So a lot of guys were down for that. Yeah, man. So a lot of guys, they just respected my mind pretty much what I did with it. I just it was just timing pretty much with it when the right time to do the idea, do the whole thing together. It was just timing pretty much with it.
That's what's up. So for people that are gonna end up attending this event, what all can they expect? Like what all events and everything, what all comes with Blame Mania?
Blame Mania, this Blame Mania comes with there's vendors for sure, vintage vendors. They have to sell wrestling merch and other hip hop merch, so they'll be there for sure. We have a couple of alcoholic beverage vendors, T2 Treats. They're dope. We got some fish and waffles. I don't know if y'all had fish and waffles before, but it's pretty dope combo. Y'all gotta try that, fish and waffles. Also pro wrestlers will be there. There'll be a few wrestlers there. I don't know which ones all be there, but it's gonna be a few of my friends there. Some of them got events this weekend, so they don't want to come and take no chance of the COVID stuff like that. But there's a few of them, the ones that don't have events, they'll be there. So you'll be able to get merch from wrestlers as well. I actually told Primetime D Smiley, he's be there, and Primetime Dante Sally, I'm sorry. He'll be there, and Nate Concrete Collins, they'll be there for sure. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those two guys. They'll be there in the house in attendance for sure. And whoever else comes, man. So they just expect a good time. You can expect that. You can also expect like some good like performances, man. I think, in my opinion, these are some of the best artists in the DFW, from Arredondo to Aradon to Megazord to Jason Green to Curtis Mays to Laura Byron, Paris P. I mean, there's so many dope artists, and it seems like a lot but it's not as a lot of artists as it is. It's only like 7 performances, but it's gonna be a smooth transition, man. It'll be dope. So
man, listen, let me tell you something. Paris P, I don't know if you know this, but he's from Memphis, and he grew up watching Memphis, basically Memphis Championship Wrestling in all aspects of Memphis Championship Wrestling. You talk to him about watching wrestling on Channel 5 and Channel 30 in Memphis, and I guarantee you'll open up a whole new bridge of conversation with that man. Shouts out.
You know what? I never asked him about that. Like he's one of my best friends. We like real good friends. I never asked him about that. I know you from Memphis.
What kind of a friend are you?
Look, bro, I did not know Paris. My guy, we fellow sneakerheads. I did not know Paris was from Memphis until like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I met Paris the same way I met you, Suave, on the stage in Deep Ellum at the lounge. And
we all met the same way. That's exactly how it happened.
Yeah, that was.
So I probably done brushed shoulders with y'all a couple times. Then don't even know.
Probably
so. Yeah. For like when I first got to Texas in 08, that's the only place you could find me working was going to be at the lounge on Elm Street, just getting it in with the with the local yokels that are just doing just big shows at that small ass venue. I mean, that's how I got in contact with actually that's how I met JB. For the first time was there. So many artists here that I either already knew them or I met them on stage at the lounge on Elm Street, and that's how I found out Paris was from Memphis, and it was because actually now I think about it, I was DJing for the Zoo. I was DJing for Suave and Don Claude. Shouts out to Ogre, Earl Ray. And I was DJing for them clowns, and it was a sample that they used that made me think about Paris being from Memphis, and I chopped it up with him. He was like, and as soon as I got to talk about that sample, he was like, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he got that. He definitely got that Memphis in it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so yeah, and then we both was riding Cadillac slabs for a minute, you know. So yeah, that's my guy. I haven't seen him in a long time, but that's my guy right there, man. Tell him I said what up when you talk to him.
I definitely will, man. He'll be performing too, so yeah, he'll be in the house, man, doing his thing. So yeah, sure.
Yeah,
that's like a trifecta of my Infinity Stones: is rap, wrestling, and sneakers. So are you part of the sneakerhead group?
You know what's why I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I just started getting big into the sneakers because him and my other bro, Aerodon, they be kind of pushing me hard with these sneakers. They get some shoes and be like, man, I'm kind of a regular sneakerhead. Just like, okay, whatever I get, I get it. But now they kind of got me into it, and I kind of bought about 7 pairs of shoes as of late. So yeah, they kind of got me into the game now. So
Rick, let me tell you,
checking out everything now.
It's never too late to get started, and it's just like getting tattoos. That shit gets addictive, and the next thing you know, you got 20 of them.
I'm calling bullshit. Man. It is too late to get started. Suave is slowly trying to facilitate my fresh. I have like my formal game out of control. My athletic game, like I'm
trying to coach him up.
Like you won't see me in nothing less than something fly, but I guarantee you it ain't too many of those in the closet when you see me.
Hey, yo, I gotta get my formal game up like the Hurt Business for sure. I gotta do that too, man. I gotta do something about that.
Listen, that's a life goal. Everybody should get their formal game up like the Hurt Business. I was telling I told Suave and Petty Messiah, I was like, if you can take any era of Horsemen and it won't compare to the last week that you saw the Hurt Business together on TV.
Yeah, I heard you say that on the last 107. Yeah, I heard you say that. Yeah, I agree.
Man, it's not even close. Them boys could do a GQ shoot for the entire year and be cool, one a piece, and get the whole year under wraps.
Yeah, I think what I heard South Bow Wow trying to talk down on their suits, saying they got them from like Macy's and some crazy place.
Man, he better stop. That's
Ross and the Steve Harvey collection and some more.
Yeah. I saw that.
You show me a celebrity talking down on the Hurt Business suit game, and I'm gonna show you a millionaire with no formal suit in their closet.
No, for real.
Man. Straight rented tux game.
Straight up, and he ain't even paying for it.
At all.
Straight up,
that's
man.
Crazy.
Yo, so Rick, what's your the last project that you put out? What was that, and then when can we expect the new one?
I released a 33 special. That was the first installment of my little, what I've been doing, a little project I've been doing with a guy named Chillin' Davis. He's from Brooklyn, New York. Okay. I did 33 special. It was I released that in September 22nd on my birthday, to be exact. It was a 6-song EP. I did that. And I'm just kind of following up with it with the But this time, like I said, I kind of put the wrestling involved with this some more. I want to get more and more involved with wrestling, and it's just, you know, the name of the songs I like on the first one. I got a song called Undisputed Era. 30 Undisputed Era. So the final song on the first 33 special. So this one I kind of like picked up where I left off at. Got back into the wrestling world. Got a couple tracks, British Strong Style, the Von Erichs, and so I kind of just played it off that. And pretty much, and like I said, it's 33 special. The championship edition, it'll be out in June. Like end of June, I'll say end of June for sure.
Okay, right, that's what's up.
Right on. He said Undisputed Era, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I'm hurt right now. I'm hurt with my guys right now. I'm hurt, man.
Bro, I'm irritated by this. Like, why are we doing this?
Like right now, like.
or ever. Like this is how you retire one person. You don't do this in the middle of their hottest moment, especially during a pandemic.
Yeah, man.
This is not compelling TV for me. This is like, it feels like you ran out of stuff to do and this is like breaking case of fire.
This is how you concede. This is how you concede to AEW on Wednesdays.
You know, exactly, man, exactly. So I've kind of been off the AEW bandwagon the last couple of weeks. I'm kind of like Suave. I've just been catching it when I can. And like, man, you know what?
Right now, there's really no wrong answer. Dating back to last year, I mean, we're technically still in the snow globe. None of this shit's real. Not to say that it's fake. Yeah. It's just none of this is real. We won't know how we fare until we come out of this damn snow globe that we're in, which hopefully will be sometime this summer. I'm hoping. Yeah. But at the same time, be able
to start getting people in buildings again.
Yeah, I mean, at least Jacksonville's doing it right with open air. But man, like not everybody has that luxury.
So Mania going to be like it's going to be like a few in attendance or what? How's it going to like? That's not going to be a full attendance, is it, or what?
So the original word was 25% capacity, but they had the for sale dates, and they pushed the for sale date back. So like they announced last week on Monday Night Raw that there's not going to be a for sale until they announce the for sale. So as of right now, we don't know what they're going to do. They may paper the crowd. They may put cutouts on the crowd. I have no idea what it's going to be.
Super Bowl is kind of the litmus test. It'll be something like that. I just drove through Tampa. Mm-hmm. They are going to start selling tickets. I think it might be like this week. Okay. So they're still planning to have people in attendance. How many, I don't know. How they're going to arrange them, don't know. They're probably going to put a bunch of NXT students in the crowd too, on top of who buys. But
I can see that.
Wait and see.
I can see that. They probably a band a ticket or something. Like it's gonna be expensive. I think.
I don't think so, man.
I'm just wondering.
You have to keep in mind they're making money without having the tour, so they really don't need the money. Naturally, if you're going to run a venue and have a staff on deck, you want to make sure they're taken care of. Even if you operate at a loss, you want to make sure people are taken care of for that night. So I can't foresee it being too high, especially when you don't get the full experience. All you're going to get to see is some matches. Right. And
I don't know how that's going to work when you're basically filming 2 nights. So you're going to have a group come in there for night 1. That same group is going to go out, party, kick it, and then come back the next night
and get tested in between time.
But are they?
That remains to be seen.
And are they going to get tested? Yeah, are they going to get tested?
Yeah, are they going to get tested the first night, let alone the second night? Are they getting tested the first night?
And Rick, I don't know if you saw this too or not, but DFW, specifically DFW Pro, is going down there. It's DFW Pro versus the World.
Yeah, I seen that, man. That's gonna be interesting, bro. It's gonna be pretty interesting, bro. Y'all not going to Tampa for that or what?
Hell no.
Nah, I'm good.
I just got shot one today, so unfortunately, I won't even be there Friday because I'm gonna be recovering from this damn shot. It's a bitch. But
I pass.
Yeah, and so like even if we were to come through, it probably would have been like a walkthrough, say hi, kiss babies and blow kisses at babies and bounce type situation. But I can guarantee that whatever the next event is that you do, I will definitely be there and will be safe to be there. You see what I'm saying? So got a lot more to worry about than just myself. So I want to make sure that I'm doing my part socially, because like even us, like in the last year, we've only done maybe 2 shows side by side in the last year. You know, everything for Broken Pencil has been done at a distance because we can't talk about this shit and not live it. You know what I'm saying? What kind of people would we be?
Hey, shit, I thought you were talking about going to WrestleMania. Like, nah, I won't be in Tampa.
No. No. When it comes to Dallas next year or Arlington next year, let's get it right for the people listening across the world that think that Dallas is that small. When it comes to Arlington next year, we want to make sure that we are ready. Like, you know, physically, financially, mentally, we want to make sure we're ready when we get up in that thing.
Because I went to 32 and it's an experience just getting in and getting out.
And like, I never got to go. I mean, I never got to. I've been to like Raw and SmackDown, so shit like that, but I never got to go to the pay-per-view. Man,
32 was a whole clusterfuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, it was a lot. Like, getting in was way more trouble than it should have been. And we were basically herded like cattle through tunnels trying to get down to wherever our seats was if you were on the lower level. And then trying to leave, traffic was so bad. People were in traffic like 2-3 hours. It would take an Uber an hour or two to get there to pick you up. Just crazy shit.
I went down I was there for 25 in Houston, and on the way, like, we had to park at the back of the parking lot just to climb all the way up to the top of the Reliant Astrodome, and I was 3 rows from the roof. I was directly behind the hard camera, dead center of the building, 3 rows from the roof. And when I left, we had to walk back across the parking lot to the back of the parking lot, which is about a mile walk, and no exaggeration either. It's about a mile from the car door to the seat. And on the way back, we got back out, and of course, you know, we're talking 76,000 people, which probably meant about 45,000 cars. And somebody in my car had to jump out, stop traffic, and let me get on the service road.
Damn.
Yeah, it's stupid. And this is before Uber and Lyft. So yeah, it's
right. So
yeah.
You said that was 25, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so put another 30 plus thousand on top of that for 32.
Yeah. Man, that's nuts.
Yeah, man.
That's just nuts.
But yeah,
it looked like we're gonna try to put together like a ticket buying group for 36. See if we 37.
No, 38.
We 38?
That because this year's 37, ain't it?
This year's 37. We got next year, so we 38.
Yeah, 38, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yo, I'm down for that. I'm down for that, bro. If y'all, I'm down for that. Y'all down putting in on something, I'm totally down for that.
Oh, we need a plug. So if anybody's listening to this right now and you have a plug that we can purchase, we're not wanting anything free. We just want to purchase a group of tickets.
And I'm not even
seating.
And I'm not even mad at it. It can be on the floor. I'm not even mad at having Sweet Life. Just let us know what we need to drop, and we can make something happen. Just holler at your people. Show it. What is it? Show it. BrokenPistolBC@gmail.com. Show it. BrokenPistolBC.com. Let us know, please. We're interested. Serious inquiries only. We're seriously inquiring. That's how that goes.
That's my goal for the rest of the year. I'm gonna find a plug to get us either a suite or a ticket package.
Hey, at the rate you're going, you'll probably be having some accompany somebody to the ring with a microphone. That's another conversation for the show, though.
Right. Like I've been on a hot streak.
Oh, just wait till you hit the show, Ricky. We got some jewels for you.
Yeah, it's been a good month and an even busier week.
Oh wow, that's dope. I can't wait to hear this shit, man. Yeah. Also, I want to add in also for the show for Blame Mania tomorrow, for everybody who's listening, who will be in attendance. Hey, please bring your mask. We are enforcing masks still, no matter what, in the safety, everything going on. So please bring your mask. You cannot get in without your mask. So please wear your mask.
Hit the bell for that man and give him some applause right quick.
There it is. Right there.
Straight like that. Hey, before we get out of here though, usually when we do interviews with wrestling legends and all that, we ask a couple of questions just to kind of see where everybody's at. It's a little different since you are a wrestling, you're a wrestling fanatic. All-time favorite wrestler, or give us a top 5.
Top 5. Let me go. Ooh, I knew y'all was gonna do this. Okay, let me go all time. I'm gonna go all time. Stone Cold, The Rock.
Okay.
Them kind of generic ones. I'm gonna put Randy Orton. I'm a big Randy Orton fan.
Okay.
I'm a Ric Flair fan, and man, I gotta go Taker.
I like it.
That's a hell of a 5. That's a hell of a 5.
Yeah, I got 5, man. It changes. Sometimes it changes, man, but that's definitely my 5 right now for sure.
Who's your current top 5?
Current top 5, I go with it's on all organizations. Well, I'm a big Roman guy.
Okay.
I'm a Kenny Omega fan.
Really?
I'm a Kenny Omega. I like Omega. I like his wrestling anyway. I like his wrestling. I'm a Kenny Omega fan.
Okay.
Man, this is tough. Wow, right now it's tough. I like Shane Taylor a lot. I've seen him wrestle in person when he fought Prime Time.
Sir.
I'm just a fan of his work, man. I'm a fan of the guy.
We saw Shane recently too. Very, very dope.
Laying in some serious forearm shots.
Man, bro. Seriously, man. I thought he was gonna kill my homie. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Shane, man. Man, it's tough. I guess I go Moxley, man. I go Moxley at 4. Right now, man. I kind of, you know what? Give me Jonathan. I like Jonathan Gresham a lot as well.
We saw him live too.
Saw him on that same show. Yeah.
Yeah. I like Gresham a lot as well.
Last question. Favorite era of wrestling or favorite promotion?
Favorite era, man. I gotta go with the Attitude. I gotta go with the Attitude area. One favorite era of wrestling. Or I gotta go with it. I mean, you know, man, I was early 90s. Early 90s was cool for a minute till it got corny. But I guess I gotta go with Attitude. Give me Attitude era. Favorite promotion. I mean, WWE. I got a certain love for ECW, man. I gotta say ECW. Something about that independent being inside the independent place and just how the building is, man. Just that's something about ECW. I gotta go ECW.
Yes, sir. I can respect that. I can dig it.
They're definitely respectable choices there. These are choices that I wouldn't be mad at going back and researching.
Sure, man, for sure, man. Yeah, ECW, like WWE's always got hard. I think they ain't everybody's spot, but definitely ECW favorite brand back then. Yeah, ECW for sure.
I can dig it. So you making the jump to Peacock from the WWE network, or how you planning on?
Man, you know what I did this week? I should have listened to the show. I didn't listen to all the show last Thursday, and I had a hard time with the premium shit the other night,
bro.
Yeah, I had a hard time. Well, it was just kind of giving me the options about the first one, the free option, the premium. And I didn't want to make sure I kept subscribing. I didn't know if I subscribed 2 times or not. I didn't know what I was doing. So I was like, man, you know what? Let me just catch the highlights, man, when it comes on. The next week.
That's crazy. I messed around and I signed up for Peacock Premium just to get it out of the way and make sure I get my 4 for 10. But I ended up watching Fastlane on the WWE network because they were still offering it there. So I still haven't watched anything on Peacock yet, even though I've downloaded and set everything up.
The only thing I've watched on Peacock has been Young Rock. And I did go back on Sunday. I did try to, when I came in, the first thing I tried to do was log in to watch Fastlane. But just like you, Blaine, for whatever reason, I didn't have a good experience with trying to figure out that premium. And I'm not about to burn my last pay-per-view with the WWE network trying to figure out some new shit. So I just like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and ride out what's left of my subscription, enjoy it while I can, and then we'll figure this shit out for Mania.
Yeah, man, I did the same to tell you, bro, the same thing. I was like, damn, when I did it, I was like, man, Swab said, go ahead and do it. And I didn't do this shit. I said, damn. I was just like, man, I should have did it.
Look, it's the same philosophy you're using with Blame Mania. You're setting up for the big event. You're doing it to get all the kinks out of the way because, as we know, no matter what it is, it's electronics, it's promotions for show. Anything you're doing it for the first time, you're going to have some type of gremlins involved that pop up that you got to shake loose from. And then everything else rolls smooth, and it's like clockwork from then on.
Yeah, but like you said, I'm glad it was a Fastlane instead of Mania, and they got a little test run with Fastlane. So hey, we'll be ready for Mania.
I still don't think they're ready for the traffic that comes with WrestleMania. I don't know if they've ever seen that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You think it could be a problem still? Man,
listen, I think Peacock probably has more downloads than the WWE network in the United States, but I don't think that they have nearly as many simultaneous users as the WWE network does. It's going to be a problem, and they have, in my opinion.
Like that part, bandwidth. I don't think they've ever had that many people watch one event at one time.
Now, go ahead.
Even when the WWE network launched for WrestleMania 30, for some people, they had issues watching it because it was just bandwidth overload. I didn't have that problem, but I heard it from a lot of people. So I kind of expect the same thing for Peacock.
Here's the only upside for this I see for them is the fact that Comcast is the parent company for NBC, and Xfinity is available in the Tampa area. So if there's any way to open up a bandwidth pipe, it's because they're literally stealing the house money. They're playing with house money all over this thing. So it's their ball to drop at this point. There's no way I'm going to own an ISP or be an ISP and not have enough bandwidth to supply one of my companies.
But we've seen stranger things happen.
This is true. This is very true. Man, so Ricky, man, we appreciate you hopping on here, man. Before you get out of here, though, plug everything. Everything. This is your time.
All the social media, everything.
Yo, follow me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. I'm a Twitter head. You follow me on Twitter at Rick Blaine X. Then you can follow me on Instagram at Rick Blaine's Way. Those are my only 2 social media handles I got right now. So yeah, man. 33 specials out right now on Rick Blaine Twang. 33 specials available on all music platforms. So y'all go get there where y'all can and catch up and get ready for get familiar with the show. Get familiar with the music before Blaine Mania, pretty much.
There it is, man. Triple Digital's own Ricky Blaine.
Yes, sir.
Blaine Mania up in this big.
Yes, sir.
We look forward to
have your mask on. Make sure you got your wrestling tee on so you can get in for $5.
Yeah, take that $5 and put it towards a nice adult beverage. We look
get you some waffles and fish. That sounds like something to pull up for.
Man, I wouldn't mind doing a drive-by. Be like Rick.
And shout out to my brothers, man. Shout out to my Triple Digital brothers, man, and my family. They love y'all guys, man. For sure.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't mind you bringing me out a plate. Hey Rick, bring me out that plate and drop it off, and I just peel on out.
Hey, I got you. Definitely. Yeah, just swing by. Let me know. I got you, bro.
Don't play with me, Rick.
I'm for real. Drop by. We're gonna do a drop by. That's all you gotta do. You gonna pick it up.
Yeah, straight up, man. We'll definitely be in your face, pause. In the very near future. Doing some business with you, man. In the meantime, man, hope this Blaine Mania is a success because we definitely want to be a part of it in a major way next matter. Ooh, yeah, let's talk business.
We will definitely for sure. Hey, for sure. We gonna do that.
Yeah. We got big things. I got big things on the horizon for that one for sure. Outside of the performance aspect, Broken Pencil on the road, big.
Hey, man.
Hold up, man. All right, yo. So Ricky, man, we appreciate you hopping on, man, and again, just if you want to follow up with us next week, holler at me and Swab, man. We're open, so like we'll love to hear how it turns out. Any interviews that you got, if you conduct any while you there, by all means, they're welcome here as well. If you want to send interviews our way, we'll welcome that too.
I mean, thank y'all so much, man. I definitely do that, man. Definitely open to tune in next week as well.
We appreciate you, man. You have a good one, man. Stay safe out there, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, to y'all too, man. Be safe.
All right, man. Ricky Blaine, everybody. Ricky Blaine.
Swain. Trip.
Where do we start? Because there's a lot. Like the story of the week to me is Andrade, but we also are coming.
Is it though?
But here's the deal: we're coming out of fast lane, slow lane.
Slow lane.
We're coming out of slow lane with a. Let's just go all over the place. So
Sam, you can hit randomize, and we're gonna talk about all of these because it's a lot. There's a lot going on in the world.
Last Monday on Monday Night Raw, we went to typical Charlotte Flair.
Slaw.
I'm sorry, Monday Night Slaw. Let me get my buzzer right. We had typical Mania version of Charlotte Flair talking about why she's not in the match or why she hasn't been booked for a match. And rightfully so. She deserves to be in something better than what she was lining up for with Lacey Evans and Ric Flair.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought the story would have been kind of cool if they had a chance to flesh it out, but Lacey's with child.
It could have been.
What are you gonna do?
It could have been something special, but we'll never know what it could have been because a year and change from now, so many things can happen in one's life that would dictate, a stronger career path or a lack of career path as it relates to professional wrestling.
You don't even know if Lacey's gonna want to come back after.
Exactly what I'm speaking.
Having a child.
Yeah, exactly what I'm speaking. So, that said, Andrade asked for his release gets denied. Fastlane happens. We find out before Fastlane that it was confirmed that he was released in full. And then the next day, we find out Charlotte Flair has tested positive for COVID-19.
So apparently, her testing positive for COVID, actually, that story broke before we found out Andrade got released. So there's a tweet that apparently Charlotte tweeted out herself prior to Slow Lane that she said she had COVID. We found out Andrade was released after Slow Lane ended.
And so what was even crazier, so a lot of people are asking, why are we bringing up these two? If you have been under a rock for the last year, let's inform you.
They're fiancés. They're engaged
to be married. They are an item. If there ever was an item.
which Ric Flair has co-signed. They have, what they refer to as a wonderful relationship. Charlotte has mentioned him recently on Raw Talk about her comeback and basically Andrade helping her with certain things in the ring and pacing and stamina and all these different things.
Because let's face it, before the E, he's a legend. He's a Mexican legend, which is what's got him signed to NXT to begin with.
Mexi legend.
Legend Libre.
You know what I'm saying? Oh boy. Yeah, put a pin in that one. Hey, we need some money for that one.
Hey, you heard it here first, bitch.
You heard it here first. Yeah, I need some bread for that one. But we were hearing stories last week that he asked for his release but was denied. And that's contrary to when he went off television. Kind of in that same time where Charlotte went off television. We thought it was right before SummerSlam. He got off television for a minor procedure. Same as Charlotte. And we thought Charlotte would be back to have a match with Nia Jax at SummerSlam. Ended up waiting longer. We hadn't seen Andrade since. But the last thing we had read right before this minor procedure was that they had pretty decent plans for him. They were just waiting, when to re-debut him, but they were high on him.
The same plans that they had for Aleister Black.
Right. Like Aleister Black's been ready to re-debut for forever, but they were waiting on the right spot or some type of big reintroduction.
Not my dog spot. Not a liver spot, but the right spot.
Yeah, the right spot. Not a dog spot, not a liver spot, not Arn Anderson spot. The right spot. Which, the bull has come and gone. Have there been any tournaments?
Not any of. Actually, I'll say no. I will say no. That there haven't been any tournaments.
Yeah, so no tournaments, no mystery partner situations, no mystery challengers. So there's been nothing developed.
We haven't seen Andrade since the untimely departure of one Zelina Vega, aka Thea Trinidad, who is now free and clear. Andrade
had actually been off TV like maybe before that.
Also,
they split up Andrade
and Angel Garza.
Yeah, and Garza
who's also missing.
So all of them had gone their separate ways. Garza had come back to TV and appeared on a couple of Raws, but now I think he's in catering.
Waiting for that next person to give a flower to.
Right, he's in there scoping out the talent. But he's been away, Andrade's been gone, and something between then and now has drastically changed, where we saw another report that was like the bloom is off the rose basically for Andrade. We don't really see anything in him. We don't have anything for him. Almost like, they just soured on him for whatever reason. And he asked for his release. Apparently was denied. Less than a week later, granted. So first thing we say, 90-day countdown. Immediately, it's like, okay, 90 days from now is June something.
We'll say from Sunday will be June 21st. However,
come to find out, Andrade is released free and clear. He could have showed up on Impact on Tuesday if he wanted to.
I don't think so. I think it would be in his best interest, for all things considered, to maintain social distancing and do at least a 72-hour quarantine.
Well, right. With the whole situation, his fiance has COVID. Then 90 days. He won't pop up anywhere this week.
No chance in hell.
He's not popping up anywhere but social media this week and probably next week. But the week after, we can start taking bookings. So where this gets crazy and dicey, Andrade sends a tweet out as he leaves. Thanks some very specific people.
Do you want me to paraphrase the tweet, or you want to go ahead and read it?
I want it verbatim just so we can dive in.
Damn it. All right, let me. Oh man, taking the fun out this game. All right, let's see here.
It's not just fun; it's accuracy, and accuracy is fun. Those of you who are married absolutely know that this is true.
All right, so as of now on Twitter, he's still at Andrade CN WWE, and that
won't last very long.
No, it won't last much longer. Should we say that?
Soon as somebody reminds him about it, or he hears this show, it's gone.
And it still says El Idolo Andrade. Now, the first post was which started this. The rumors are true, and I don't know what the future holds, but I want to make my dreams come true. Thank you for giving me so much support these days. Los números, everything else, basically the same thing in Spanish.
That's not the one I'm talking about.
No. I know which one you're talking about. I'm getting there. The next one, which is on the 21st, was good news, buenas noticias, tranquilo, happy, which means cool. The next one, which was on Monday, was this one. I want to thank Triple H, Paul Heyman, William Regal, for all these years and great support they gave me all these years. Also to the fans who were always supportive, who always supporting me. A big hug to all the talent and workers who always behaved kindly to me. Fist bump prayers.
So check this out. Let me translate that. For those of you who are sports fanatics and you watch football, you've ever seen the show Hard Knocks.
Yeah, no doubt.
That last tweet is the equivalent of being cut and thanking the coaching staff and your teammates, but not the owner. Or vice versa.
Properly translated.
You thank the owner and the GM and thank your teammates, but don't thank the head coach.
Triple H, you're cool. Paul Heyman, you're cool.
You're cool.
Vince McMahon, fuck you.
Bruce Pritchard, fuck you.
William Regal, you're cool. And I love you, Charlotte. I'm out. That's it. Essentially what just happened. Now, for those of you who are still in disbelief, William Regal, exclusively NXT. Triple H, the Godfather, exclusively of NXT. Paul Heyman comes in because he does creative all over the place. But when Paul Heyman was the head writer and in charge of Raw up until right after WrestleMania 36? It was probably from like I want to say October, like the Fox era when Brock took the belt and moved to Raw with it,
right
up till right after WrestleMania of last year.
Right after the pandemic started, Heyman was still in charge of Raw and so forth and whatnot until go in favor of Bruce Pritchard. During that time where Paul Heyman was in charge of Raw, one of the featured new talents, because that was a big deal about developing new stars, Heyman reportedly said he needed 18 months to build new stars. Garza and Andrade were major parts of Monday Night Raw. Huge.
Let's be clear. This is the same person who made it possible for us to see people like Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio, Dean Malenko versus Chris Jericho on a weekly basis in a company that wasn't his. If it wasn't for Paul Heyman.
First time you saw Psychosis.
And speaking of Psychosis, little known fact, courtesy of the wrestling internet wrestling community, Psychosis is the only person to appear on every major wrestling organization over the last 25 years, including those in Mexico, America, and Japan.
That's That's phenomenal.
Um,
I'm gonna look up Mexican Heritage Month and figure out when we can post that fun fact.
nice, well played. But yeah, these are things that you get because of Paul Heyman's brain.
Right, absolutely. So he was making a vested effort to develop new talent. This is also part of the Street Profits push, where they were doing the Saturday Night Live parodies. Like, they were doing a lot more backstage stuff, which has quelled since his departure. It was an infusion of pop culture that was sorely lacking. Yeah, like
you think there's a huge infusion of pop culture that's lacking? Wait till later on the show. I got some news for you that you don't even realize.
But basically, Heyman was one of his bigger supporters. Now, he had a run as United States champion, did really well in that spot, wrestled Rey Mysterio a few times. I wish they had given more attention to a feud so that, you know, you could really capitalize on it and make him a bigger star. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. His matches with Humberto Carrillo, who is also security guarding catering. You know, some of those were good to decent to even better than, but there was not a lot of concentration around him. Didn't seem like they had anything for him creatively when you know he has the talent to be very good, has the ability. He doesn't speak fluid English on his own, but that's what, you know, now Thea Trinidad, formerly known as Zelina Vega, that's what she was there for. So you didn't really have an excuse. But Heyman was his biggest supporter, and then it seemed like as soon as Heyman was relieved of his head writer duties and Bruce Pritchard took over for Raw, Andrade saw a decline in his usage. So use that for what you will, and then my analogy about Hard Knocks.
Man. Man, I don't know. So I guess the next conversation is, because everything we do from at this point with Andrade is speculation. Where does he end up?
I mean, he can write his own ticket anywhere. So it's more about who gives him the best pitch and who can write the better check. I feel like New Japan has the best creative in wrestling.
I was going to say there's a couple of factions in New Japan that could stand to use his talents right now, and I don't.
Los Ingobernables,
man. Ooh.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. Here's the thing.
Don't get me started, bro.
New Japan currently has the best creative in wrestling right now. They have the best booking. Gato is out here doing his thing. The most high profile place he can go other than back to WWE, which obviously at this point will not happen, would be AEW. They can probably also write him the biggest check in America.
Man.
The best opportunity to, if he just wants to wrestle and not talk, Ring of Honor, Impact. Impact I think has their checkbook open right now. They signed some people I didn't think they could reach.
Here's the deal. So Impact has the same situation that ROH has, where they're owned by a media conglomerate. So the bag that you have to secure talent is a little bit more open than it would be with someone who just owns themselves or is managed by themselves, right?
Right.
The issue here with Andrade is you have liquid gold on your hands with Thea Trinidad being free. And
that's the other missing part. Are you gonna do a 2-for-1?
Like, they have become synonymous. Like, when they teased the pairing in NXT, you wondered what would happen. You thought it was going to be more of a on-screen love angle, but it turned out to be more that of
strictly business.
Alexandra York and the York Foundation, but she only had Andrade until she got Angel Garza.
But she was actually effective in the role.
Not just effective, she's a talent.
Well,
she's a performer.
Okay, I'll go one step further than Alexandra York. Medusa with the Dangerous Alliance.
Listen, Listen, get in your bag, Suave.
Hey, you know that's my wheelhouse.
You know what I'm saying? Someone who is as equipped on the mic as she is in the ring. And it's very rare that you find a woman today who is as equipped on the mic as she is in the ring. I don't think that they gave her scripts. I think they gave her talking points. She was She was one step away from having full reign on the mic, in my opinion.
I can see where that might have happened. Here's the crazy part. So for that reason, if you're gonna do a 2-for-1 and you're AEW, you sorely need more women's talent. That goes without saying. You need more women that can wrestle. You also need representation of a certain demographic that doesn't. You have competitors of that nature, but you don't really do much with them other than let them wrestle. They don't talk much. Like Penta just started talking. I just heard him speak for the first time on AEW television like 2 weeks ago.
He spoke far more in Impact than he has on AEW. They've been to AEW since the beginning.
And as we spoke about in the past, wasn't watching Impact. Didn't even know about it.
Man.
So, I feel like Kanos has the play here.
That's Tony Khan for those of you playing at home.
Tony Khan, a.k.a. we refer to him here as Kanos. Acquiring the Infinity Stones of independent wrestling. So I feel like Kanos has the play here because he can write the biggest check. He has television. It would be a splash play, especially to reunite them and basically let them pick up from where they left off. If Andrade just wants to wrestle and stay stateside, I think Ring of Honor is probably the better play. If he just wants to wrestle high-level matches, not really have to worry about talking a whole lot, but if he does, he'll speak Spanish and have really quality matches in sort of a sports simulated type wrestling promotion, it's Ring of Honor. If he wants the bag, the creative, and doesn't mind leaving the States, it's New Japan.
So,
however...
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you know what? You go first, and then, we'll go off the glass.
All right.
No, because, it gets worse.
So... we keep shunning this one, but we have major names landing here. And I think it's only a matter of time before we see some type of major screen marriage with MLW. Do we count MLW?
I didn't even think about MLW, but yes, like what we discussed. If MLW ends up landing somewhere like ESPN Plus, like we kind of fantasy booked, bruh.
The only thing they have to do is get better with their crowd presentation, because we went to an MLW show that was packed, but the venue was not desirable at all. Great.
They've gotten better since then because I've seen some of their stuff, recently on YouTube. They've improved greatly from when we actually went to a live show.
I mean, they've always had that. It's just the thing is, like, when you run certain venues, you think about the venue, but don't think about how it's going to turn out on TV. Because I'm sure Court Bauer has his hands in a lot more pots than he would if he were like an executive in another organization besides running his own. It just would be interesting to see. For instance, like the venue that we went to in Euless, it was a multiplex. They had a hockey training facility, a volleyball training facility.
Indoor football field. And I don't know what part we were on, maybe a volleyball or basketball court or something, but it was a bleacher setup with chairs, which is a traditional territory style wrestling venue, but one side was completely open. And it was 128 degrees in that bitch. No exaggeration. It was like watching wrestling in a barn.
And the wrestling action was phenomenal. It made you forget that you were in a 128 degree barn.
Because the conditions under which that great wrestling was watched was strenuous, to say the least.
And we stood up to make sure that we didn't fall victim to heat stroke.
Bruh.
And
keep your arms and legs and all your limbs moving and hydrate.
And this is pre-pandemic. So again, that would be my only concern with MLW. But my thing is also this: it makes sense because we started seeing MLW competitors on AEW television. I would love to see a marriage with AEW because AEW is doing what Global Force wanted to do. They're picking up partnerships with other organizations, using their talent on their major programs, using their talent on their minor programs, and creating new rivalries cross promotion.
Facts. But here's one thing I've noticed about these marriages, especially the marriage of AEW and Impact. You don't see quite as many Impact stars going over as you do AEW stars. Like the only stars from Impact that are air quotes going over on a regular basis are the Good Brothers. And that is mainly because before the Good Brothers signed their last contract with WWE, offer was on the table for AEW for them to debut on the first episode of Dynamite.
Which even still, they just lost on TV last week on AEW TV, that is, and they're the Impact World Tag Team Champions.
Right. So I'm like, are you gonna start that marriage with MLW, knowing you can't just job their roster out? Like everybody wants one guy. They want Jacob Fatu. They want the Samoan Werewolf. Here's the thing, though, you can't have him show up and do something stupid with him. He gonna show up, wreck somebody, and leave like his cousin.
Like his cousin.
That's it. It's and look, because I've been called Oos, I've been, you know,
you are an honorary Uso.
I've been baptized. I've been baptized in Oosism. So I can say, look, Oos gonna show up, but Oos ain't showing up the job. Oos ain't finna show up and let Kenny get his spots in.
No pun intended. Oos showing up to bang.
Man, say Oos gonna halfway murder Omega if you put him in the ring. You start doing that cute shit.
This is going to be
the scholarship fund.
This is going to be a very
Batman team.
Book. This is going to be a conversation. We not just for Andrade, but Andrade, Thea Trinidad, and the marriages of these other companies. These will be great topics going forward in the coming weeks as we are still hot. Like this is the equivalent right now of Thanksgiving for wrestling fans, as Christmas / New Year's Day is WrestleMania and the day after Mania.
So check this out. But wait, it gets worse. So coming off the heels of all the Andrade news, and you know we'll wait to see where he ends up. Before I do this, your pick on where he ends up. My default pick's AEW because I feel like they have the bigger checkbook and it allows Andrade to stay where he is right now.
I say AEW only if Thea goes too. If it's AEW, they have to get them both. They have to. It doesn't make any sense to do anything but get them both and secure them, not put them on deals. Like we need to get graphics that say that they are elite, all elite,
right? And they need to be on the same graphic together.
If we don't get them as a package,
then you failed.
I wouldn't say we failed.
I'm gonna say it. I don't care who signs them. If you don't get them both, you failed.
I think Andrade goes, if we don't get them both at the same time, I think Andrade goes to AAA, which leaves the door open for Impact and for AEW.
Yeah, him going home is like, that's too easy. I almost was like, hey, he can, because it'll always be there. He can always go CMLL, AAA. He can always go there. Where can you go now and get another bag that sets you up for almost generational wealth?
The only bag for generational wealth right now is AEW. ROH will probably be a close second. Impact will be Impact. I don't think would do him any justice. Although you're talking about missing demographics. On New Japan's.
I'm gonna say don't sleep on New Japan's checkbook because
no. We've already said right now. First, we already said they have at least 2 factions that can benefit from Andrade. At least 2. So,
and Rocky Romero is not shy about offering.
I'm gonna say Solo. I'm gonna say New Japan.
I bet. So with that knocked out, here's where the story gets deeper. Andrade, he's out. He's done with WWE for the time being. No 90-day clause, so he can pop up as soon as the self-quarantining goes. Charlotte announces on the same day, just earlier in the day, let me say earlier than we found out about Andrade, because all of this could have happened at 2:00 in the afternoon, and we just decided to announce it later, or we just heard about it later. Charlotte announces she has COVID. How many weeks are we away from WrestleMania?
3.
3. Typical quarantine, 2 weeks, right? 14 days. The WWE champion earlier this year, right before the Royal Rumble, Drew McIntyre had COVID. Missed 2 weeks, came back for the go-home episode of the Royal Rumble, still performed. Right or wrong, true or false?
Yeah, that's true.
Facts. So we got 3 weeks remaining. Charlotte has enough time to quarantine, come back for the go-home episode of Raw before WrestleMania, and perform at the show. Factual? Seem good?
Seems that you're right on the money so far. I'll tell you when you're lying.
As of right now, Charlotte is not in a match. Was taken out of the slot where she was supposedly going to challenge Asuka. She's been replaced by Rhea Ripley. She has now also been removed from the poster.
She's been removed from WrestleMania poster?
Out of there.
Bruh.
Google it right now and tell me who's on it.
Bruh, hold on. Oh, and speaking, but while I do that, let me also add this about Andrade. He did post a picture in his old wrestling garb, a new picture in his old wrestling garb. Before he came to WWE, he was under a mask by the name of La Sombra, which translates to shade, the shade. And yeah, so there's another option there is that we get La Sombra back versus him going by any version of Andrade or CN or what have you. WrestleMania 37. Let's take a look at this poster.
So look, I have the old poster pulled up. So I'm going to read you the people that I see on this old poster. You tell me who's missing and who's different. So from left to right, the original poster is as follows. Bianca Belair, Edge, Charlotte, dead center Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Sasha Banks, Bobby Lashley, and Disobedient Hair.
Bad Bunny.
Benito. So that's the original poster.
I can't find the new one. I just see the old one. Let me go to WWE.com.
Like during Rhea Ripley's segment, they showed the new poster.
I'm curious. I wonder if there's like two, but I'm curious to know who's actually on this one. Why is there so much traffic on the WWE website right now?
Because people been out here tripping, fam.
Wow. Bianca Belair, Edge, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Sasha Banks, Bobby Lashley, Bad Bunny.
Wait, what? Read that one more.
From left to right. Bianca Belair, Edge, Roman Reigns, dead center, Drew McIntyre, center behind, Bianca Belair, Bobby Lashley, Disobedient Hair.
No Charlotte Flair, correct?
Removed.
So look, I have another version that I just saw because apparently Seth Rollins reacted to his absence from the WrestleMania 37 poster, which we'll get into that in a second.
Oh, the segues, boy.
From your side of that, having Taker here today, we're on another road to WrestleMania. How much is this?
We're on another road to WrestleMania, buddy.
Yeah.
So look, this one is a slightly larger poster. It's like I don't know if you want to say 4x7 or whatever. It's a long form poster. But from left to right, here's the lineup: Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, Bianca Belair, Edge, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Sasha Banks, Bobby Lashley, Damian Priest, and Disobedient Hair.
All right, so let me pull up the card that we have so far confirmed for WrestleMania 37. this is per Wikipedia, because like typically around this time they have only confirmed matches, no speculatory matches, only confirmed matches. Oh, I take that back. They do have some unconfirmed. Oh, they have some matches. They don't have the confirmed dates of these matches. So far, we have 8 matches confirmed. 6 matches have been confirmed per night. 2 matches have not been confirmed by their night. Okay. We have Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's SmackDown Championship, which we knew that because of what happened with the Royal Rumble.
Right.
Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship.
Right.
Disobedient Hair versus The Miz in a singles match.
Let's tackle that right while we're here. So now Bad Bunny's getting a singles match at WrestleMania. So now Damian Priest doesn't even get the rub that we thought all this was for in the first place.
I have a feeling this is going to turn into a tag match before April 10th.
I certainly hope so, but at this point, like, what are we doing?
Unless there's an injury.
Maybe Damian Priest has COVID. Hopefully not.
Nah, hell no.
Seems like that's taking a lot of people off the WrestleMania card, even though they'll have time to quarantine.
Oh, just you wait, because this conversation is about to take a hard left turn.
All right.
That's night 1 confirmed. Night 2 confirmed. We have Roman Reigns versus Paul Heyman versus Edge in a singles match for the WWE Championship, a Universal Championship rather. Asuka versus Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship, which I love Rhea Ripley to death. She just debuted on Monday Night Slaw this past Monday, and she's already in the title match against Asuka, who Charlotte Flair was bitching about.
You're doing the exact same thing with Rhea Ripley that you were doing with Charlotte. You didn't even have her win a match to
she just
be able to make that conversation. Just say, okay, Charlotte's out, so we're going to take the next 2 top contenders and have them wrestle. It'd be like, basically you could have said, okay, we're gonna have, say it's Peyton Royce, and Peyton Royce is gonna wrestle a mystery opponent, and the winner will challenge Asuka at WrestleMania. Because they brought up Peyton Royce's promo from Raw Talk a few weeks ago about her, let me go.
I'll do you one better than that. How about the person who lost the women's main event at WrestleMania last year gets rewarded by another WrestleMania main event this year?
She shouldn't have lost last year, but that's neither here nor there.
Number 1, she shouldn't have lost last year. Number 2, how do you get to moonwalk your way into a spot because your number 1 gets hurt? Or, I'm sorry, gets ill. I digress.
And I get it, it's next talent up, but like that plug and play stuff, it doesn't feel organic. And the whole episode we've been talking about organic and how good organic feels when it pays off.
Okay.
That is not organic.
Okay. How about this one? This one, we knew this was coming and it felt organic until we saw what happened on Sunday. The Fiend versus Randy Orton. Don't say a thing about that one yet.
Okay. Yeah, stick with Charlotte. Stick with Charlotte. That's complete. Send me in a different direction.
Because we're about to go to a different direction here shortly. So just table that one, because that goes into this other pocket we about to go into.
Oh, what you got?
The New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos. Or Omos.
Omos
for the Raw Tag Team titles, and Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in the singles match. Back to Charlotte. Number 1, there's only 2 women's matches on this card. I know NXT just got women's tag team titles, but WWE also has women's tag team titles. Mm-hmm. We don't have a match on here yet. Now I get it, we're 3 weeks away, but you've already booked 8 matches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 championship matches, and you can't get that one on there. Is that headed for the pre-show? Number 1.
It's absolutely going to end up on the pre. Well, okay, I take that back. It might not, because you don't have a lot of tag teams, female tag teams.
Problem if you're going to have belts. Continue.
Right. I also said we haven't seen Bayley. I feel like
where the hell is she at?
I don't know, and I haven't read anything. I don't know. We had to do our Googles. However, I feel like unless there's some sort of an injury, you're not leaving Bayley off a WrestleMania card that has 2 nights to it.
I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better.
Okay.
As opposed to Charlotte bitching at Asuka, who was hurt and couldn't even defend herself and was hurt legitimately. Like, this ain't the injury you can plan. This is some shit that just happened where even though you feel you're able bodied to wrestle, you want to keep caution nearby because you don't know if you're going to actually over injure yourself because of how silly this injury, the mouth injury was when she lost that tooth, right? Mm-hmm. So as opposed to bitching about Asuka or letting her get away with bitching about Asuka, prime time to bring up Bayley to bitch about Charlotte bitching. There's your WrestleMania match. You don't need a belt.
I'd be here for one-on-one Bayley and Charlotte because you haven't seen it. They have history. I also, as an alternate suggestion, I would have said, have Charlotte essentially avenge what supposedly put her on the shelf, which was Nia Jax slamming her shoulder in some sort of crate or whatever, and just say, I challenge you to a women's tag title match at WrestleMania, and then they accept. You don't even have a partner. No one likes you. You let me figure that out, and then have the mystery partner slot literally until WrestleMania. Bayley's been off TV anyway. There's your partner.
How about this one? The women's tag team titles are held by Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax right now again, right?
Thanks.
How about you finally have them face off against each other with the belt so they can shut up once and for all, because they're bitching too. They've been bitching at each other for over a year.
But they pretty much buried that aspect of their team. Now they're just a pair of bullies.
No, they are the
bonded
same,
over their ability to bully people.
They're the same team as Drake Maverick and Killian Dane. They're the exact. They're just. So I still say that even though they've been successful as a tag team, and yes, they're bullying the shit out of people, that if they were to create a new story about them not liking each other, that they would go over and they can finally bury that part of their storyline at WrestleMania while still maintaining the tag team belts, and you have a more entertaining match than whatever tag team match you can put together.
Okay, I can live with that.
So there's 2 additional women's singles matches that can qualify as main events where no titles are even needed.
Right.
And you got a better match than you have with Asuka and Rhea Ripley. Not to say that that's going to be a bad match, because I think it's going to be a great match.
I just don't really care for the way they got there. I think
the championship.
It was literally like let's swap one tall blonde for another.
I think I think having the championship on the line cheapens this match.
Like, you could have even brought it up in the way like when Rhea cut her promo and she basically just told the world Charlotte had COVID and made it about I'm replacing Charlotte. Why not just say, when you were in NXT, you were the most dominant women's champion ever, but I wasn't there.
It writes itself.
You know what I'm saying? When I was in NXT, I was the most dominant woman there. You weren't there. Seems like we're both here at the same time. Why don't we figure something out?
Let go. Straight up, let go.
That's it. Straight up.
Run the team, boy.
I don't understand why this is so difficult. Like, if someone would return an email, I will take your money in order to give you what you need for a nominal fee, soon to be a phenomenal fee. I will take some of this broken pencil knowledge, slice it off, and put it on your plate.
I'm gonna send you some lunch money because I moved these buttons around, but it's right here. So I'm gonna send you some lunch money for that one.
Lunch money. I'm not just rolling, but hey, we need to go to Vegas or something. Get on the sports book or something.
You just trying to rob your boy. It's cool though. So while
fair exchange ain't no robbery. I ain't got no pistol on me right now.
So while we're talking about matches that ain't gonna happen, you know who ain't gonna watch. You know who we ain't gonna watch.
But on the cool though, like, what does this mean for Charlotte? Like, you wouldn't willingly take her out of a WrestleMania, and you have enough time for her to get back and be in a match. So what are we doing?
And you know good and damn well they are not going to release her if she asks for it.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, but you know she's not above that.
I mean, she's not above asking for a release. Now, of course, they probably won't give it to her, but to essentially 3 weeks out for what is we'll just call it this, even though it's not a weak injury. And you're taking her off the card and the poster all together. Taking her off the poster essentially means she won't be there. Like dead ass. If she's not on the poster, essentially she won't be at WrestleMania. What caused you? Oh, okay. What caused it? Because I can't say they pulled her. They pulled her off the poster, but was that at her request? Because of them cutting Andrade loose, she just says, "Okay, put me in the scholarship fund. Fuck it, I'm gonna skip WrestleMania."
Whoa, whoa! Told you I changed it up
because she knows, like, okay, if I skip WrestleMania, you ain't gonna do nothing. Like, what you gonna do? You gonna leave me at home for free? Well, you gonna pay me to stay at home. You're not gonna job me out because I won't show up for that. I'll ask for my release before I let you job me out on TV. Or you gonna let me stay home and keep cutting me a check? It's the Roman Reigns play from last year, even though it's for totally different reasons. Roman decided, look, this pandemic stuff is a little too crazy. Obviously, we're not protecting everybody the way we should. I have pre-existing health conditions and I have newborns. I'm gonna sit this out. And obviously, things have not gotten better at the PC because Charlotte Flair just got COVID. So, I mean, there's something to this. I just don't know what yet.
Man, all right. So let's drill this down. You remove Charlotte from the poster,
right?
We don't know where Bayley is. That's two.
Right.
We're gonna, as of right now, and if we do another live show before, I think we might have to do a You Know Who Ain't Gonna Win. We might have to do just an episode of You Know Who Ain't Gonna Win for WrestleMania and NXT, simply because of how much like content we're going to see those 2 nights, and then that'll probably be like the whole show, because this is like a double show here anyway. So I guess let's go ahead and do a mixtape, and if we need to revise the mixtape, we'll do that. Competitors not on Mania, and it's a travesty why they're not on Mania. That they're not on Mania. We have Bayley and Charlotte Flair so far. Go.
We're gonna do a 10-piece.
Sure, why not?
Jeff Hardy.
Listen, one of the greatest talents, sure shot Hall of Famer. He was a trendsetter, offensive trendsetter, motivator in the ring, tag team specialist, singles champion in multiple organizations. And you brought him back to leave him by himself, and he's still performing at a higher level than his brother with rods in his legs, or leg at least. And where is he now? Catering.
He was just on Raw. But when I saw him, I was like, damn, he still works there.
You ready for this?
He has no type of Mania match going on. No type of Mania hype, no build, no nothing. No dance party.
He doesn't even have a story right now.
So unless, like I said last week, unless you're going to have some type of multi-man match for some title, like who, and now it's not going to be for the secondary title because, you know, Big E's doing his thing with Apollo Crews right now. And last night seems like they started the play for Sheamus versus Matt Riddle.
Yep.
Which is a sleeper.
Man, that's Sheamus in any match with anybody who can grapple is a great match.
And strike.
just we're not even talking about the striking aspect. Just grapple.
Look, put me in the scholarship fund. They're going to beat the shit out of each other. And I'm here for it.
Man.
So now there's no multi-man ladder match going on either. So if you're not going to have an Andre the Giant battle royal, which we've basically said out loud that we're against the idea, you don't really have anything for him at all.
And I don't want to shit on the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title and say a multi-man ladder match is needed, because we already know an Intercontinental ladder match, the Intercontinental match is going to be Big E versus Apollo. We know that's going to happen.
Right.
If it doesn't, somebody got hurt or somebody rubbed Vince the wrong way. It's really that simple. But for the U.S. belt, if we don't get Riddle versus Sheamus 1-on-1, someone's dropping the ball backstage because there's your money. That's how you rebuild the U.S. belt. Right there. Because the way Riddle got it kind of took it down a notch, even though Riddle is a legitimate competitor.
I like it. So we have 3 on the missing list.
We have. Let's keep this. We're gonna keep it.
Charlotte, Bayley.
Yeah, we'll keep it rolling. We got Charlotte, Bayley, Jeff Hardy, Keith Lee.
Ooh.
Listen,
yeah,
this is a world champion caliber talent. Not everybody is high on him,
as we do know,
but he is great on the mic, phenomenal in the ring, and he has the moveset of someone 100 pounds lighter than him,
200 pounds lighter, and
that might be his problem. Is that he's too light on his feet.
I'm sure it's part of it. Like that stuff flies in NXT because it looks good. And people are encouraged to wrestle a more modern style. Even with the catch as catch can, it's still a lot more modern than what we have known it for in the past. But you saw what I was trying to build the world title match as. I was like, okay, King Kong versus Godzilla. The movie comes out on the 31st of this month, and then WrestleMania is right after that. So
but what the hell happened to him? What the hell happened to him?
I don't know. No one said a word. First time we thought he had contracted COVID, which is absolutely possible. I don't know if he contracted it again. I don't know if he got hurt. I don't know if he just got in the doghouse because no one has said anything, including Keith Lee.
Radio silence.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's never good when people just go radio silent. Like, why would you pull him from TV? You shouldn't have pulled him from NXT.
He's more silent than his wife grunts in Retribution.
And then there's that. What number are we on? Who's next?
Five. And I can land that plane too. Do you want to put Dijak and Mia Yim on that list?
No. No, I don't. No, I do not. Mainly because on the main roster, you have not seen any trajectory that said they were going to be on WrestleMania unless they were going to be ringside for some type of match with Mustafa Ali. Now that can be your next pick because now he ain't got nothing to do.
Do you want to put him on the list?
Yes.
Mustafa Ali.
Put him on the list. Because last episode we were pegging him for a title match with Riddle, and apparently that ain't going down no more. Unless you're gonna make Riddle's title match like a ladder match type situation with all the mid card talent.
Are we going to finally do away with Retribution, or are we going to grow them?
Apparently they had an implosion at Slow Lane. I don't know what that means because are you going to repackage Dijak and Dio Madden as actual people or what? Because that's some hard. And don't
forget about Thorne.
Back from.
Don't forget about Thorne in that group too.
I do agree, but I don't believe Thorne was involved in the attack. I got to go back.
No! I forgot about that. I was just talking about just the group as a whole. But you're right.
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna just disband Retribution, or however you choose to refer to it, or are they just gonna have? Is this a teachable moment? What are you gonna do? You can't have them come back out next week as regular people. Donovan Dijakovic shaved his entire head and put on a half Vader mask.
Man, Mia Yim put on a Hannibal Lecter mask and it fell off mid-match. You feel me?
Dio Madden is just out here all types of predator / it's a lot going on. So I don't see how you can just repackage them as regular people, and if you do it, you need to take them off TV for a couple weeks, which that's dangerous. You get TV for a couple weeks, you could end up in catering with nothing for you.
Running it down: Charlotte, Bayley, Jeff Hardy, Keith Lee, Mustafa Ali. You ready for this one here?
Go ahead.
Unless something drastic changes in the next couple of weeks, and you know that you want to see them, right now we don't see a trajectory for them. The Street Profits.
They're gonna get the dirty dogs at WrestleMania. They're gonna get Ziggler and
you think so? So I won't put them on the list because of that. I was afraid that was going to happen, but they're going to be relegated to the pre-show. That's not making the main card.
I mean, it's hard for me to say that because it's 2 nights. Because it's 2 nights, I don't necessarily know if that's a pre-show thing.
Okay, all right. I'll take them off for that benefit because I want so much better for them. I'll take them off for that benefit alone.
But I had a really good pick, but you saying the Street Profits made me think about someone else who is now in the tag team who not that long ago was in a very high-ranking spot in the pecking order.
Talk to me, man. Ooh. Not a high-ranking spot in the pecking order. This man he had the dubious honor of carrying what should be a guaranteed title victory.
Yeah, he was on the loading dock to being champion.
One of only 3 people. Only 3 people have gotten the Money in the Bank contract and have not successfully won the championship with that. Kennedy.
One of them is John Cena. The other 2 aren't with the company anymore.
There's that. There's the thunder stolen right there.
I hated to do it, but I was like, look, Damian Sandow and Kennedy, like, you just have to say it that way.
Let's see here. Let's go through the list. So many names that are more. Bro, here's another one. I don't even know why I didn't think about this one. As soon as before I even clicked and scrolled down, I thought about this one. Brock Lesnar.
They couldn't pay him enough. I guarantee what it was that they were going to do Brock and Bobby at WrestleMania, and the offer they gave Brock wasn't enough.
Regardless,
and Brock said, "Fuck you! I'm not leaving my house."
Regardless, he's available. There's going to be a crowd. He's not there. And is
there gonna be a crowd?
What do we know now?
That's still TBD. I did see the billboards that they're gonna start selling tickets this week, but that's still TBD. One super spreader event between now and then, they're gonna shut this bitch down.
Come on, another one.
Ricochet.
Where has he been?
Catering. Didn't you see him on Monday? He was dressed like what's the dude that did the La Samba record? Mambo number 5. He was sitting in the locker room dressed like that.
Oh man.
He was dressed like a reggaeton. He should have been like an extra with Bad Bunny. Like, he needs to be hanging out with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest because obviously ain't nothing else going right.
I'm gonna throw this name out there because I hope we actually see this person. But as it sits right now, because we haven't seen him in about 4 months, Wyndham Rotunda. Why do I say his real name? Because on Sunday at Slow Lane, we got Great Value Fiend, and it was not Wyndham Rotunda under the mask.
No. At Slow Lane, we got, actual Fiend, but we got Chicken Fried Fiend.
So you think that was Wyndham Rotunda on Sunday?
On Sunday. On Monday, I know it wasn't because I saw what you said. Like, the guy who was playing the Fiend on Monday was taller than Randy Orton, and Randy Orton's 6'5".
A tall 6'5". Like, he might be a hair under 6'6", 6'5".
Like what? Like what? Damn! What developmental kid did you dress up in the Chicken Fried Fiend costume and have him stand there and get doused with gasoline?
Who was that? Nomos?
Bruh, like, is this Baron Corbin? Who is this?
Oh, that might have been who it was.
No, dead ass. You know, it could have been for real.
Who?
Cassius Ono. Like, they called Chris Hero back to do a one shot.
But no, he's in UK though. I don't think they called him back for that because he would have to sit for 14 days just for that.
Nah, he back home though. I think he's not in NXT UK. He's no longer under contract.
I wasn't aware of.
Yeah, he's hosting a podcast with Conrad now.
Wow, I was not aware of that.
He back in the free world. He free world steak and shrimp.
You know what we say about the free world?
Fuck the free world. You feel me?
Running it down. Charlotte, Bailey, Jeff Hardy, Keith Lee, Mustafa Ali, Otis, Brock Lesnar, Ricochet. You ready for my last one?
Go ahead.
My last one. Aleister Black.
You knew he wasn't gonna be on WrestleMania. We just talked about that. What was gonna happen? He gonna be watching WrestleMania with.
Yo,
come on, Brody. You knew he wasn't gonna be there.
He dropped out. You say you're gonna be watching WrestleMania with what now?
With the bump on the bump.
I tell you what you do with bumps.
Yikes! Hey, look for my last trick, and this is so. Now that I think about it, it's so irritating to me. You know who's gonna miss WrestleMania and has nothing on the horizon? Don't have any multi-man match. You don't have any other plug-and-play situations for him. Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh my God! And honorable mention Cesaro. Like, if you're gonna do something,
here's the thing: Cesaro's gonna get Seth Rollins. They're building towards that. Cesaro versus Seth. That's WrestleMania bound.
And they put on a hell of a match on Sunday too.
Yeah, unless they turn this into some sort of a tag team match where Buddy Murphy gets back with Seth Rollins and they face Cesaro and Nakamura, Buddy Murphy and Shinsuke are gonna miss WrestleMania.
And Shinsuke wrestled Seth Rollins on Sunday at Fast Slow Lane.
Right, which I got to go back and watch it to see how it compares to their Survivor Series match from like 2018 or 19.
I think that one had a little bit more oomph to it. This was a really good match. It was a really good. I mean, what do you expect from Shinsuke and Seth Rollins? This was a really good match. It just. They didn't put the hype machine on it, which with stuff like that, you got to put the hype machine on it. Shinsuke has switched his ring gear back to more of what he was wearing when he first debuted. So he doesn't have the Prince style leather top anymore. He's gone shirtless. Yeah.
Neither Mysterio is on the WrestleMania card right now.
Man.
A lot of situations. A lot of them.
Man, the Mysterios, I would anticipate they would have something to do, but even Buddy Murphy has fallen off the face of the earth.
I mean, you would hope so, but that's not guaranteed. The Usos are going to miss WrestleMania because, main event Jey Uso is in, bodyguard mode. He'll be involved. We don't know if Jimmy's back working out, getting ready. I don't know how close he is to returning, and everybody's keeping a tight lip about it. So you may see both of them in WrestleMania. Just certainly not in a match. Cena is out. Unless something different happens, John Morrison is out. Damian Priest out because this is we're holding out hope it's going to end up a tag team match, but as of right now, Morrison and Priest are out.
Man.
Said Keith Lee. Kevin Owens.
Oh man.
Oh, I you know what? I take that back. They've been planting seeds on SmackDown and social media. We're probably gonna get a Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match,
which I really hope so. It's because that's gonna be a knockdown drag out if we actually do get that match.
I have no complaints.
If it's a regular match, we're gonna see some very lax rules in that match. I guarantee you. Damn, it's already 7 o'clock. Baron Corbin.
Corbin's out. I'm just scrolling the roster at this point. Looking for people that matter.
We can stop because we can build our own card with what's left.
You can build a card with the people who aren't on WrestleMania.
That's right what I'm saying.
Aren't perceived to be on there either.
So we can put a pin in that one till next time we convene. WWE Hall of Fame. This begs some attention. So far, we have in the class of 2020 and 2021 Let's see here.
Oh, wait. Let me piss you off one last time. At this point, Shelton and Cedric Alexander don't have anything for WrestleMania either.
I'm not pissed off. I'm more pissed off at the fact that they're not allowing MVP to accompany them to the ring and that they're part of the Hurt Business by name, by brand only. That's like, so far, I'm more pissed about that than I am about the fact that they're not on the WrestleMania card.
And now you're starting to see the earmarkings of them being treated as underlings in the Hurt Business instead of all parties being equals.
Right.
Which I don't like that either.
Which Shelton was trying to do that to Cedric as a moment of like manhood, like a rites of passage. But now Shelton is that dude too. Which that ain't right. That ain't right, man. Hall of Fame class of 2020 so far. As it was stated last year, John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL. Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, Jushin Thunder Liger, the New World Order, Good Try Terry, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Sean Waltman, and Nikki and Brie Bella. Also on that class initially was Dave Bautista. We'll get back to him in a second. So far announced for 2021, Nora Greenwald, aka Molly Holly, Eric Bischoff. Dave Bautista has rescinded his 2020 induction this year because he wants to do it in a proper setting to where he can thank the fans. I understand that, but that's Hollywood as fuck.
It is. But like we said, when we were talking about which air quotes Hall of Fame worthy talent was going to debut in AEW, guys like The Rock, now Dave Bautista, they don't necessarily need the bag.
If you really wanted to stir the pot, you would have announced that prior to Christian debuting at AEW. That would have completely obliterated that whole thing out the water.
Oh yeah.
Kane was announced today on the bump.
Well deserved.
And not just that, it was announced by The Undertaker on the bump,
which was very cool.
Super cool, because Kane thought it was a rib, because we all know what happened the last time Kane and The Undertaker were on TV at the same time together.
So, which begs the question, and one thing I've seen The Undertaker, I need him to cut that damn braid off. Like we just got to stop this. Like there's no reason for you to have hair anymore. None. Cut that shit off. Secondly, are we gonna see Mark Calloway induct him? Like, is this going to be the first time on WWE TV in a live setting that we're going to see Mark Calloway, not The Undertaker? Because that's going to be surreal as fuck.
We've seen far more Mark Calloway this year than we ever dreamed that we would see of him 10 years ago.
Facts, because the last ride mirroring The Last Dance was basically his retirement package.
And not only that, we're talking like, when I say last year, I'm talking about like from WrestleMania to WrestleMania last year. There was also one more inductee announced today. I don't know if you've been watching social media, Swab, but if you haven't been, I'm about to hit you over the head if you haven't heard this one.
I just saw something on social media that's about to come up, but I probably haven't heard what you about to tell me.
The Great Khali.
Oh, I did see that.
I would have loved it if you hadn't seen that one.
but here's the part about that people have to understand. Like, yeah, a lot of people are going to look at that and say Khali was trash.
Here's the thing.
Was Khali champion?
Yeah, he was champion.
Okay, Khali was champion, 8 feet tall, in movies. What this is about WWE India.
Bruh, super bag.
That's what this is about. It's about being able to promote appearances from WWE Hall of Famer, the Great Khali in India.
Yeah, he won the WWE Championship once.
They're launching NXT India.
I'm sorry, the World Heavyweight Championship. He won it once.
Yeah, during the SmackDown era.
Yes.
So yeah, like that's just smart business. I know people are looking at it like, how is he in? They start making comparisons, like how is he in the Hall of Fame, and then they run a list down and say, well, this person's not. Which I saw, it was like Khali's in, but Demolition isn't, and Owen Hart isn't, and Dynamite Kid isn't, and just XYZ down the list. That's a money move. It's a money play.
And now also
that's about international dollars.
Also at this point, you are running out of talent. So the names that everybody else named off, if you put these people in, then you essentially run out of quote unquote worthy talent to put in.
Is Dynamite Kid still with us?
No,
because I know he ain't going into.
He passed away on his birthday at the age of 60.
Okay, condolences to his friends and family. He's not going in for quite some time. He may not go in till after Vince is gone.
I don't think he's ever going in. It might be. So I don't know if you saw in 19 how they had that the Legacy Hall of Fame inductees. Like they didn't even announce Ivan Koloff when he died. And Ivan Koloff was the one that Good Try Terry took the. I'm sorry, Ivan Koloff was a placeholder for a belt from I believe from Bruno. But Ivan Koloff was a WWF champion. He was never. They never even acknowledged the fact that he passed away. So so I want to say that it was not 19. I forgot which year it was, but he might have even been inducted like that way. There were some people who were inducted in the Legacy Hall of Fame, like I think Frank Gotch.
Right.
What's the promoter down in Houston?
As soon as you said that, Paul Bosch. I think those two were inducted in a Legacy Hall of Fame, but they weren't announced on like they weren't like formally inducted like anybody else would be posthumously. I can tell you who else ain't never getting in. Ole Anderson.
Bruh.
Do your Googles to find out why.
Look up any and every shoot interview. And he has
every shoot interview. Look up your Googles. If you listen to different podcasts, it's been explained on several occasions, but you got to find out.
There's no wrong reason why he's not getting in.
All of your reasons are valid. Oh, bruh. But yeah, Kylie doesn't make me mad or upset one way or the other. It's like, this is a money move. This is about laying groundwork and foundation for NXT India that's coming.
I hate that.
I tell the truth, I wouldn't be surprised if Kylie gets a statue like Dusty in India for NXT.
He and not Kylie. He and Jinder deserve one.
Jinder will get one after he retires, but right now, like for the grand opening and the whole thing, I wouldn't be surprised if like they have a performance center type setup in India and Kylie has a statue outside.
Man, historically speaking, people who are like hated on TV are usually like the nicest guys in real life. I would love to interview Jinder Mahal. I would love to say,
man, Jinder seemed like he would probably be one of the best interviews.
Just not even about wrestling, just about life in general. He just seems like he's humble and cool. Like I would love to sit down with him.
And he uses CBD, so he's gonna fit right in here.
There's that. Yeah, he's starting to cultivate his own thing and thing over there.
You feel what I'm saying?
So there's this outcrying of support for people who haven't made it into the Hall of Fame yet, like as you just talked about. One name that popped up recently was Lex Luger.
Yeah.
To which
good job.
To which I've said hell no to. And the reason why I say hell no is it was seemingly direct involvement into the untimely passing of Elizabeth, as they were a couple, and she was in his home at the time of her passing, which was stated to be via accidental drug overdose.
Okay. Was Lex Luger ever implicated in the demise of Miss Elizabeth?
No, but
was he cleared of any and all speculation during the time where she passed away?
He's walking. Well, not walking. He's
don't do that.
He's in the free world,
right?
And
no charges.
And how we feel about the free world.
It's fuck the free world, but hey, like we said, like we had to tell somebody else in public, no convictions means no convictions. But continue.
All right. So that said, let's talk about New Jack.
No. Before you get to New Jack, because I gotta defend Lex Luger going in the Hall of Fame.
No, this isn't the same conversation.
Okay, handle your business then.
So, if by your rationale,
yes,
you're only going by the contributions and not by the real life surrounding and of course speculatory.
Mm-hmm.
You would rather induct Lex Luger, and I know you're not okay with New Jack being out of the Hall of Fame, but I'm sure you understand.
I absolutely know why.
But are you in agreement with that?
No, I tell you, he should be, but my reason for him being in the Hall of Fame is the exact reason why he won't get in.
Oh, tell me. Please enlighten me.
So here's the one caveat. He's never appeared on any WWE television, even though it was rumored once upon a time, like back when Cena got stabbed in the club. Like the thought was it was supposed to be New Jack who stabbed him. However, here's my reason. I have always touted New Jack as the nucleus of the Attitude Era. I don't think Mick Foley dives off the top of the Hell in a Cell cage if it's not for New Jack.
It literally, Mick Foley took the safest way off the cage, the way that New Jack threw Vic Grimes off that scaffold.
You feel what I'm saying? Like
bombs away.
New Jack has been diving off stages, out of balconies, off of basketball goals, out of the second story, all of that stuff. He had been doing that since the mid 90s. You can pull it up on the WWE Network while you still have a chance,
bruh. That's in the next segment, bruh. Oh my God,
right?
You ain't ready for this one.
Segue game. So you can go back that far and see him diving. It's in the ECW Open to every show, starting in from the first pay-per-view and even before that. He's diving.
It's like the first clip, isn't it? Like, as soon as it comes on, you see the first wrestling clip, it's him diving, right?
It's in the first 30 seconds. Whoa. And then it got to a point where they replaced that dive with another one. He had one out of the balcony in the ECW arena. Then he had another one where the one he jumped on Mustafa, where he jumped out of the second floor of the balcony, something stupid like that. But he's been diving out of stuff all through the 90s to the point that where his dives is what led to Mick Foley doing his, and then furthermore led to Jeff Hardy doing his. Plus the way he cut promos in Smoky Mountain, the way he cut promos in ECW, and his whole presentation during his matches in ECW. He is the founding father of the Attitude Era.
I saw a promo today of New Jack that I had somehow slipped past me, where he was imitating Jim Cornette with a noose around his neck, calling Jim Cornette a racist that owed him money.
You feel what I'm saying?
Talking about how do you run a business, run shows 5 days a week for 4 years and still owe money. And Mustafa comes with a noose around his neck and says he still owe me $100.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, that guy is the founding father of the Attitude Era. And to induct him in the Hall of Fame is to admit that you stole from him to create a multi-million-dollar era in wrestling.
Man,
that's why he will never get in.
So what about Luger?
So looking at Luger, and if you go back to I forget what episode that is, where we did the U.S. title tournament, he is one of the top 5 greatest United States champions in WCW history.
Man,
for title reigns, for impact to the title, all of those things. Great character, synonymous with the late 80s of WCW/NWA, the early to mid 90s. Like, he is as WCW as it gets because he's there for every good period and even, a major star through the bad ones. Had his run in WWF, so he checks that box. The whole thing about using his personal life to keep him out of the Hall of Fame, there is a certain amount of free will, and I'm going to be the bad guy for this. There is a certain amount of free will that went into that situation. No one was being forced to take drugs. These were and these were choices that were made. Now, everybody, because everybody has a ingrained image of what they feel like Miss Elizabeth was, because you have the television image, so you feel like everything that was portrayed on television is really what it's like in real life. We know that not to be true.
Quite
it's
the
hard
opposite.
not to focus on that.
Yeah, quite the opposite.
Right. So when does free will get calculated into this? Nobody was forcing her to do any of this. And like there's one particular singer that I always like to bring up where people like to blame one of her later relationships for her drug use. And I say, you do realize she was famous in the 80s and everybody did blow.
I was going to say that right there. Like, yeah.
And if you don't think the record executive she was signed to wasn't the first one to give her an 8-ball, you retarded. So you got to give me something more than just he was there when Elizabeth died, or he was the one that was with her when Elizabeth died, relationship wise and in the house. You got to tell me that he was a direct cause.
No, so
other than the fact he was getting high too.
I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying is this: her family wouldn't let that live, knowing that she was there. Naturally, they're going to feel some kind of way about it regardless. But her family would not let that live, knowing that he was there and possibly could have done something to prevent it. And I'm not saying that any of this stuff, was the case at all or is the case at all. Don't get me wrong. And that's also for the sake of, potential lawsuits and not that type of thing. Because we ain't giving up no bags. Not like this. We not.
None.
My thing is this. In the court of public opinion, and I'm not talking about me more so than I am thinking from a company standpoint, do you think that a company the size of WWE wants that on their conscience, that they inducted somebody that had that kind of tie-in with another Hall of Famer that they had?
Jimmy Snuka, Macho Man Randy Savage.
I don't think Jimmy Snuka's in the Hall of Fame.
I thought he was, but we can do the Googles on that. Savage is in there, and you see how many times they've told the story about how tumultuous their real life relationship was, and this is the same woman.
You're absolutely right.
That's like me and you drinking. We drink together. You don't have any problems. I developed some type of liver condition, and that stops you from getting a 6-figure job because I got sick drinking. And then my family blames you because you was my drinking partner.
And I still
nobody blames me for drinking. It's a choice. It's free will. No one's forcing you to ingest anything. No one held you down and stuck you with a needle. You made a choice.
Ooh, that's graphic.
And a continuous choice at that.
For the record, 2015, Snuka was removed from the WWE Hall of Fame.
So he made it in. He was removed because stuff came to light, or because it was just it was a bad look.
There were charges,
right? He ended up he didn't get convicted.
No, he would have been. Actually, I think he did get convicted. I could be wrong on that.
Okay.
I just don't. I think it was he wasn't competent. He wasn't mentally competent enough to stand trial. Is what it was.
That's what it was. Okay. Duggan and the Iron Sheik, Hall of Fame, yes or no? They did blow together in the same car.
I thought that was Herb. I know that was.
It was both. It was both.
Oh,
both.
Wooly got a pair of my sneakers. Wonder where I got them because I hit them behind my speakers.
You know what I'm saying? Both of them. Okay. There's this. God bless the dead, Butch Reed, one of your favorites. There's this story that continuously gets told, and it's been told so many times by so many different people that I absolutely believe it's true. Butch Reed is a Hall of Famer. No question about it. Should be in whenever he gets there. Butch Reed and Buddy Landell are following each other. This is during the territory era, driving from town to town. Butch Reed is in the process of trying to prepare some of his treats.
Okay.
And so is Buddy Landell. But Butch isn't paying attention. Buddy Landell stops at a light. Butch Reed runs into the back of Buddy Landell. Buddy Landell gets out because he got hit hard enough that he hit his forehead on the steering wheel, so he done busted himself open hard way. He gets out to check on Butch. Butch is trying to procure some of his treats from the carpet of the floor. And Buddy Landell is leaning in to check on him and has to tell Buddy, back up. You're bleeding on my shit. So again, free will. Are we gonna exclude Butch Reed? Because like there's a time in society where certain drug use is like it's not frowned upon. And for the most part, even now, unless you're doing hard illicit street drugs, it's not really frowned upon. Because another Hall of Famer, Rob Van Dam,
who's also in the Hall of Fame this year. He's going to the Hall of Fame this year, right?
I'm not certain if he's going in this year. He should.
Yeah,
we know
nothing's confirmed, but I believe that he's going to probably be the next person on the list.
But we know Rob Van Dam smoking big dope at all times and is dating a porn star. So at what point do you start trying to drop the hammer and set the criteria for real life transgressions that keep you out of the Hall of Fame? Because as far as I know, Luger didn't break any laws other than using drugs. He didn't kill any.
RVD may quite possibly be the reason that Matt Riddle took so long to get signed.
All I'm saying is we're going to get that RVD Matt Riddle segment I've been talking about. But like I say, I don't have a reason to keep Luger out. Elizabeth is not a reason to keep Luger out.
I thought it was a good conversation piece, if nothing else. And also rest in peace to Buddy Landell. Rest in peace to Hacksaw Butch Reed. Man.
Factuals.
And both of those guys, regardless of their drug-laden past, should be in the Hall of Fame.
Their drug-laden past.
Yeah, man. And it was so funny. Like Buddy Landell, I remember seeing the Battle of the Nature Boys, and I want to say it was Buddy Landell showing up either high or drunk that knocked him off his plane, because I believe, if I remember the story correctly, Buddy Landell was also managed by J.J. Dillon, which was a conflict of interest because of him, Ric Flair being managed by J.J. Dillon as well. And they had a battle of the Nature Boys, because Landell was earmarked to be another Flair. He was earmarked to be the NWA World Heavyweight Champion at some point.
Which I've heard the story about why it didn't happen too.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many stories to this, and and a lot of it is going to be lost, unfortunately, for all the wrong reasons. But we'll keep eyes out on these Hall of Famers too, man, because we'll definitely go over that when we do our WrestleMania. Which also, shit, man, happy birthday to the Broken Pencil Boogie Company. I just thought about it.
One time for the one time.
Yeah, we turned 3 today. Hot damn.
You dig? You dig? And the hits just keep coming.
Man, we are 108 episodes deep and still going. We already have 2 episodes in the can and 1 more planned. So we are not going anywhere, you bitch.
108 strong and growing. Fool. Yeah, Flintstone vitamin vibes.
You dig? So lastly. Real quick, how do you feel about the NXT titles being tag team titles being vacated?
I don't think you have a team to put them on.
How do you think Regal's going to handle it tonight on NXT? Do you think he's going to put him like in a tournament? Is it going to be like a tournament over the next couple of weeks, or are you going to do a tournament during the 2 nights of NXT Takeover?
I think you might have a tournament and then have it culminate at Stand and Deliver, or you get some like multi-team ladder match, which I think that's happened before. That's how the Street Profits won the titles.
Yeah,
in NXT. You'll find a way. This current roster of NXT is really patchy to me.
With the exception of some names, even these names make it seem like they're a second-rate version of their former selves.
Yeah, it's just like the roster is patchy. And this would have been a really good time had you not broken up the Undisputed Era to go ahead and just wham, whatever incarnation of them claim the tag team titles, and that gives them something to do.
If it wasn't for this wacky ass gym angle, you could have brought them back together, and no one would have thought none the wiser. I had to throw that out there real quick. WWE going to Peacock, all of their content going to Peacock. I'm going to throw an asterisk on that.
As we've discussed.
No, this gets way worse. This gets way worse.
Uh-oh.
So you and I have both gone through and perused the catalog that is some of the transfer content upon the initial marriage of WWE on Peacock, or WWE Network on Peacock.
If you've taken the tour, you realize that everything is referred to in seasons, which, you know, it's going to be an adjustment for people who are used to the old format, but everything's, including pay-per-views, is listed as seasons. So WrestleMania has 36 seasons. It's cool. It's cool for what it is. There's quite a bit missing, which we figured. We figured we were going to get half the library. I kind of took a shot in the dark about what I thought would be missing. I'm pretty much right. So what surprised me is that all the WWE content essentially made the jump. They're missing a great deal of WCW. It's like everything from basically all you have right now is like right before WCW closed. You don't have any early 90s, no mid 90s, none of that. And then you have like maybe 4 or 5 ECW shows, and they don't go together. They're just standalone pieces. It's rough right now.
It's about to get rougher because this is something that unless you've seen this and didn't know or didn't tell me, you're about to have your mind blown. One of my biggest concerns with this transfer was the handling of the unmentionable.
Okay.
We never knew what to expect anyway. And the way they handled it was before the network became a thing, they did overdubs with Jim Ross and Taz at one point, and they just redid the commentary and didn't mention him. Or if the card had it, they just didn't mention him.
Okay.
Right? So they got to a point there was so much content between ECW, WCW, and WWE that at one point did you just have to say, fuck it, let's let it ride.
Right.
And they did. So whatever did not get overdubbed or get corrected on the back end still stays intact. Okay. I say that to say this. Multiple outlets are reporting today that quote unquote controversial content has been edited by Peacock from the WWE network. Post reception. I'll give you 2 prime examples. Survivor.
Wait. Post reception, like it already got transferred, and then Peacock went in and said, "No, we're gonna edit it some more."
Let me get to that.
Oh boy, this is gonna get good.
Which one do you want first? Do you want WrestleMania 6 or do you want 2005? What do you want first?
WrestleMania 6.
WrestleMania 6. Roddy Piper had a feud with the late Bad News Brown. Rest in peace, Bad News Brown. And also rest in peace, Roddy Piper.
Half black, half white.
Gone.
They just cut the whole match.
The show is now roughly 12 minutes shorter.
Holy shit.
They edited the match and the promo.
Right. And then there's the famous story of Piper going back afterwards, and I guess he used the wrong type of paint and couldn't scrub the black off. So I had to go back through the airport half black and half white.
Yep.
Jeez. Okay. 2005.
Survivor Series 2005. I know you remember what happened in Survivor Series 2005.
I actually don't, but
the big John Cena push. John Cena is like Mr. Hip Hop Champion of the world. Spinner belts in tow. Vince McMahon, Vinnie Mackin. Backstage sees Booker T. What's up?
Oh, that's 2005. Okay.
Gone.
I knew that wouldn't travel very much longer.
But the fact that it was on the network for 7 years.
Because the network, as much as WWE is a publicly traded company, the network was like safe space for all of their content, mistakes and all.
Yes, which that's what we loved. That's one reason I couldn't watch Mid-South, is because they edited so much of the commentary out, because sometimes music played through the entire match and the music was licensed music that they didn't have any rights to. Specifically Junkyard Dog, Another One Bites the Dust. Rock and Roll Express had some videos where they used I Want to Rock and Roll All Night. Even Bad Street USA couldn't be used because of the original co-writer for that song. So I'm giving you two instances with on the WWE side. We just spent a whole 15 minutes talking about New Jack and Lex Luger. Do you think any ECW is going to make it?
Some did already. So like Barely Legal's on there. I think one of the WrestlePalooza shows.
It's probably barely watchable.
What else? Yeah, I got to see what else made it. But yeah, there's a lot of ECW that once you run that fine tooth comb through there, probably will not make the jump. Now, ECW had already kind of gotten, they got all their music tinkered with, which I hate. It just gives it a different vibe, especially for New Jack matches. But
because then you can't hear Joey Styles at all.
Right, and then you don't get to hear Natural Born Killers, which is like
it's the themes.
You had to be there. You absolutely had to be there for it. So I'm thinking about other stuff that won't make it, like Katie Vick.
Bruh,
I guarantee.
First thing that's coming up my mind.
Katie Vick doesn't make it.
HLA won't make it.
Yes, Hot Lesbian Action will not be included.
The KMA Club won't make it.
Probably not. Vince McMahon blowing up in his limo probably won't make it.
So not only will that not make it, because that was the week before the whole unmentionable passing away or killing himself.
Right, because there's no way for users of Peacock to, at least I don't think so, to manually block their children from being able to see mature content. It's all open.
It's all open. Yep.
Yeah. You know what this means, right?
We just got fucked for 7 years.
Yes, that's one thing. And then what I feel like this is going to open up, and you tell me whether or not you think this is real. Tape trading is about to come back.
I'd be for that, especially on not necessarily black websites, dark websites, but more so like even on like I wish there was like some kind of like forum that kind of like Facebook before Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like Facebook would market because it's copyrighted material, but like
right,
there should be like a forum that's non-related to any type of conglomerate social media outlet that would allow for people to actually see these events in full. Because honestly, I thought the tape traders would be the ones responsible for bringing Continental to the WWE network. I thought the tape traders would be the ones for getting championship sports from World Class to the WWE network.
Most of the tape traders hate WWE, and they would probably price gouge for their tapes.
But still, like those are two major libraries that people still have access to because of tapes that are not nowhere to be found. Portland, from what I understand from interviews that Piper had, we'll probably never get because it was a local TV station that did them all. And just like with every other local TV station that was doing the television and doing the wrestling recording at the time, they were using one reel week to week
and taping over it.
Yep. So unless somebody was a whale and had a VCR back in the early 80s and actually bought tapes all that time, we're not going to
Cornette.
If anybody has it, it's Cornette. And I'm telling you, if you want to make some money, Cornette will go up and I guarantee you, if Cornette decided to create a network with all his content, no one would bitch about licenses. They won't bitch about license fees.
He been balling out with DVD sales anyway. Just like his store with the content he does have and he does own and what he sells is like he would never have to go through the the pain and agony of converting to digital streaming quality or just digital streaming content form.
Yeah.
This is why I feel great that I have not gotten rid of any of my DVDs. Like my old pirate game used to be GOAT level, and I have kept all of that, and I'm so glad. So I can watch ECW the way it actually happened,
the way it should have been,
the way it should have been on the network. But yeah, that's whoo.
If I had my hard drives the way that I have them now, back then when I was actually doing the bootlegging, then yeah, I would have I would have everything cataloged. But I was getting so much content at one time. It was just like some things had to go, and wrestling was usually first because we're talking 3 hours a clip.
Now, see, that's what I would probably do. I'd cop a couple of terabytes and start filing those DVDs back in as digital files. That way I could just cast them to whatever TV and handle it and airplay it to whatever device.
That's a fire investment there, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much what you're gonna push people back into doing. Now, some will be slow adopters and they'll just complain about what WWE needs to fix. But at this point, you can hang that up. It's NBC and Peacock ain't going for it because Peacock is not about to field any angry feedback from Karen, Marin, or whoever's been offended by what's on their streaming device because you've added wrestling to the mix.
Man,
this is where we are, and we told you something wasn't gonna go right.
It's already going to foul. It's only going to get worse. The doctored content that you've been getting from WWE, because they've doctored a lot of stuff trying to protect their own image, has been further doctored and operated on by Peacock. You put duct tape on a shelf that has masking tape already on it.
Bro, like you are
WWE is so smart. They're so smart for this. They got $1 billion for someone to say we can fuck up your shit.
Right. you went got your chick went got the butt surgery, sprung a leak, and then you decided to fill the hole with a caulking gun.
That's happened.
You wee-weed the WWE network, and those of you who give W era know exactly what I just said.
Oh man! And on that note, Swab, we have had a lot of content today. Shouts out to Ricky Blaine. Blaine Mania 1 is coming your way, and that's that. And until we convene again, we have tournament next week. Which one, we don't know. We're going to hit you over the head, though. We'll hit you. Keep those coins handy here, sir, because we're going to need them in the future. Suave, do me a favor.
Yo.
Stay safe. Keep washing your hands and take us to the house.
Pencil pushers. Heads up. Pencils down.